journey began back in September, but today, on a cool December afternoon, is where it all ends. Here at a venue built for excellence, 22 of the most talented players in college football vie for the coveted national Intercol title. In a North versus South clash, we have Fatima College facing an undefeated St. Benedict's College in a do-or-die final. The weather today is 28 degrees Celsius with a 70% humidity and wind speeds at 29 kilometers per hour. Welcome to all our viewers. I'm Siobhan Metiver, and joining me pitchside at the Hasely Crawford Stadium is Hans Devines, James Saunders, and Colin Murray.
Well, thank you very much, Siobhan. Siobhan, the World Cup is on as well, and I see his team, Spain, is no longer inside.
Yes, I'm aware, a very disgraceful loss, 3-0 to Morocco, but I'll give them 4 years again to redeem themselves for me. Not worried.
Well, time alone will tell, Siobhan. We are here at the Hasely Crawford Stadium. It is the final. How do you feel about this one?
Listen, the last time Fatima went up against St. Benedict's College, it was a 3-1 win for St. Benedict. So it's either it's going to repeat itself again where St. Benedict's are triumphant, or maybe Fatima will have their revenge. I don't know what Colin has to say.
Well, let's find out what Colin Murray and James Saunders have to say about this one. Colin Murray, we start with you, former Fatima College player, coach, student. And listen, how their season started was Fatima, St. Benedict's. It was a draw. Then they met up again in the Premiership final. St. Benedict's got the battle of Fatima College. Now they meet in the Coca-Cola Intercol National Final.
So therefore, Hans, a draw, a St. Benedict's win. So therefore, it should be a Fatima win today.
Oh,
but,
wow.
but no, let's be serious here. It's going to be tough. St. Benedict's, we always said, in my view, the most offensive team or the best offensive team in the league. They've got 5 players, not just 2 or 3 up front. 5 up front that are running at you.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult. Fatima, though, in my view, again, they have a good all-round team.
Right.
They've got a complete team, good defense, good players going forward. It's not going to be a grudge match.
All
but,
right.
but Fatima will have the drive
Well,
to win this
we're going to
game.
get deeper into this in a little bit.
Okay.
But guys, the World Cup is on. James Saunders, how do you feel? Brazil, top form?
Yeah, it's definitely has to be Brazil. You look at the defense, you look at the way that they attack, the intensity of the team. Nobody can convince me that Brazil are not going to get to the final or anywhere close to it, unless, of course, one Lionel Messi intervenes.
Yeah.
I think Spain being booted out, that opens the other side of the jaw.
All right. Well, Colin, Argentina is your team, so...
Well, I like how he said nobody is going to convince him that Brazil is not going to get to the final. But they have a semi-final to play first. Then I think they're going to win the quarter-final. I also think Argentina is going to win the quarter-final. So who clashes in the semi-final? 1 Argentina against 1 Brazil. That is going to be huge. It is Lionel Messi's swan song.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm sorry, James, but Argentina may spoil your
You're convincing me otherwise.
Well, here we have the boys warming up at Fatima College here at the Hasely Crawford Stadium. Guys, the Premiership, they faced off against each other. Let's talk a little bit more about St. Benedict's College and Fatima College. What can we really expect from either of these teams?
Well, intensity, lots of drive from St. Benedict's College. Fatima College are going to get that collective strength. They're a team collectively. They can do remarkable things. We saw them build up really nice in this competition. And I just expect a fantastic final overall.
Well, Fatima College has been the strongest North Zone team that we've seen in a while. And St. Benedict's College, for years, they've played second and third fiddle to Presentation College and Naparima College. Now a very strong unit.
Oh yeah, they're a strong unit, there's no doubt. We talked about them in particularly going forward. Defensively, the last few games, they've also been very good. This guy that has come into the team, Buckmeyer, the goalkeeper, to me, he has strengthened the team. He was on the bench before, got his opportunity, and is taking it with both hands. But they also got 2 wing backs that love to come forward.
Right.
Now, this is where, just a chance, 1 minute, this is where they're going to have problems. Because if they push up, Bailey and Williams coming down the flank can hurt them. So it's going to be interesting.
All right, well, let's look at Fatima College's road to the actual Coca-Cola Intercol final. Of course, the big win against Blanchisseuse High School, 11-0. The biggest win that we've seen in this year's Intercol. Shave scoring a hat-trick in that one in the semi-final. The Mukarapo derby against East Mukarapo secondary, Shave scoring 2 in that one. And the finals of the North Zone, 5-0 against Queens Royal College. Shave's also standing out in that one. But the national semi-final, though, came down to penalties against Trinity College East.
Yeah, I think what it shows a pattern. Lots of goals in the build-up against the other matches, but it shows resilience because they faced a challenge where it was do or die penalty shootouts, and I think they got past that one quite convincingly. Well, not convincingly, but certainly showing resilience to get past that stage.
Definitely, and of course the fans of Fatima College always showing up and showing out to support the team.
They must have been a little disappointed with that semi-final because leading up to that, they've kept clean sheets in all the games. So to give up 2 goals, but let's face it, it was 2 really good goals that Trinity scored. So I think they would be a little bit disappointed, and they're going to look at their defensive setup today, and I'm sure they're going to look to tighten in that area because let's face it, St. Benedict's, as I keep saying, they're the best offensive team in the second.
Well, as you mentioned, the Golden Lions, let's talk about their unbeaten run this season, getting through the South Zone convincingly until they had to face Presentation College. That one came to penalties.
Yeah, and that was a great, that was a great strategic move by the Presentation coach. I thought he set them up so well. He stifled them. They played a high press game against St. Benedict's, and when you looked at it, they were unlucky in there not to win it because based on the great goalkeeping by Buckmeyer.
Right, well, the national quarter-final, they played against Chaguanas North Secondary, 6-0, and the national semi-final, the winners of the Tobago Zone, Signal Hill Secondary, of course, fell to St. Benedict's College at 4-0. Now, this is some footage of that particular match-up. Y'all tell us about this one.
Yeah, I think it's a similar pattern. They scored, like Fatima College, lots of goals in the build-up, but again, that hurdle, penalties, and you can call it luck, you can call it what you like, I call it resilience, and deservedly, they held their nerves and they were able to get past that stage in St. Benedict's College. What I am concerned about is that the only difference between them is that they've played a game more. Will that tell on the legs in this final? Well, we'll wait and see.
And also last game we actually saw some injuries, gentlemen.
Yeah, Tarek Lee had come off injured. Garcia was rested because of the injuries he had in the game before. So, they've got to be careful with that. This has been a long season for them. And as you rightly said, I think they've had the harder games in terms of the build-up to this final. Yes, the semi-final was a little easier than Fatima own. But look at Fatima in the north, for example. They breezed through the north. They had it tough, St. Benedict's. So that could be a determining factor in the end.
Well, definitely a big one here today. But guess what? Both teams get ready to head to Jamaica in January for the Caribbean High School Championships against the Costa Cup and Manning Cup winners. Yes, they're going to be taking a plane just like that one. Let's hear from these young men what they had to say about this matchup today.
My team and I are pumped at this point in time because I think, well, as thus far we won all our games to reach to the final. Our preparation has been like proper nutrition, a lot of ball work and a lot of rest taking place.
With Fatima College this season, we would like to win all competitions, being North Zone and the Intercol, as well as go into the tournament in Jamaica and do as best as we can.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. To meet back Fatima College in a grand final again would be something very hectic because the last time was very intense and I would really like to see that happen again.
We're making history right now and we're bringing faith back to St. Benedict's College. Yeah, I'm looking forward to play against Fatima College again. We beat them once, we could do it again. We will be going out there with the same mindset and to come out victorious.
Excitement leading into this one from those young men. They get ready in January to face off against Clarendon College and Jamaica College in the Caribbean High School Championships. Let's hear what the coaches had to say ahead of this matchup.
Coach, it's the big occasion, the grand final. Describe how you're feeling in your team.
Relax, a little exciting, but relax and ready to go.
It's the second time that you've gotten to our finals this season. You're also unbeaten. Is that any pressure?
No, I don't think so. I think today is just another game and we're here to play and entertain the crowd and let the boys play the game and enjoy themselves.
Fatima College, yet again. Is there some sort of rivalry in the dressing rooms there?
Not in the dressing room. Me and the coach is good friends. Some of the players and other players are good friends. But it seems to be heading that way in terms of we meeting all the time. So it will build up something nice and exciting to go with.
You've played before. What are some of the key players that you're identifying, against Fatima? What sort of plan and strategy you have there?
We don't have no plan. We don't have no strategy. Is come out and execute what they've been taught over the season. Why change something now when everything has been working so far so good?
Well, thank you so much, Coach. Good luck.
No problem.
Coach, it's a grand final. Tell me what the feeling is like with your team.
Well, first of all, we are happy to be here in the final. I mean, the guys work hard to reach at this stage. So, we are willing and we are ready for it.
You've been here before. A bit of bad luck last time. What do you think you're going to do differently this time?
I think what we intend to do is first of all, is to win the game. Right? And, we playing the football. We went back to do our homework. Take a look at Benedict, see their strengths, and I try to exploit their weaknesses. So today, you might see a different Fatima.
I asked Coach Boyce if there was any rivalry between the players or any talk among your players of a grudge match here. Is that something that's happening there?
Not really. I think the both teams they've been doing well for this season, and it's only fair that they end up in the finals. So, in terms of rivalry, I don't think so. It's just the two of the best teams in the college league going to play the final game.
Well, I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The goal is to win the game. We want to thank First Citizens and NGC CNG for sponsoring those features. But let's talk about one of our sponsors, our main sponsor, Coca-Cola, the ones behind the Coca-Cola Intercol. For those of y'all here, y'all can come down. If you're at home, you can come down. And for students in uniform, Coca-Cola is giving away a PS5, a tablet, and an iPhone. So there are prizes to be won for students in uniform here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. Let's talk a little bit about sustainable happiness with Coca-Cola.
So here's how we use recycled plastic bottles to make our special edition Coca-Cola Intercol football jerseys. First of all, the plastic bottles are collected and packed at the recycling center before being shipped to the processing factory. Next, the plastic bottles are melted into white round balls. These plastic balls are then crushed and spun through a nozzle that creates yarn. The yarns are used to weave a polyester fabric. Finally, that fabric is used to make our special edition Coca-Cola Intercol jerseys that you and your school can win. So get collecting those plastic bottles and bring them to the Every Bottle Back Center at Charlotte Street in Port of Spain so you and your school can help create #sustainable happiness.
This is the Coca-Cola Intercol National Final. St. Benedict's College of the South come up against Fatima College of the North. A clash of champions who recently got promoted and have been doing fantastic things for the entire season. But James and Colin, tell us about some of the standout performances from players we've seen during this season.
Yeah, I've seen some amazing ones. Lindell CEEN comes to mind, one of the standout players. Jaheim Fostin, and of course you got Larry Noel.
Colin, what about you?
You can't leave out Tariq Lee. You can't leave out these St. Benedict's guys. To me, the player so far of the season has been Tariq Lee. He's scored goals. He's assisted. I mean, he's just been a super player for Benedict's. You know, when things are down, when the chips are down, he's the one who picks it up. He's the one. He's the captain. He's the one that drives this St. Benedict's team. And to me, you know, if he got into the final, he scored a hat trick. You can't look beyond Tariq Lee for player of the season.
I absolutely agree. If we were to narrow it down to these three attackers, Fostin, Noel, Tariq Lee, how easy is it to pick one?
But you see, the thing with Tariq Lee, the difference is he assists. He also Noel and Fostin, you know, tend to play in the box. Fostin will run at the defenders and lay on, but he tends to play picks it up and run at defenders. Tariq Lee comes back to the midfield, lays it off to White to Bob Come, lays it off to Niles, gets into the middle to score goals. He is just the all-round player, which you know, to me, that's what I'm saying. He's the best. He's the best they can offer in this league.
Well, we're here for the National Intercol, the Coca-Cola Intercol. The boys, the young men. But when we look at the girls in terms of Intercol, so many things happening. Here's the complete breakdown for you all at home. Well, national semi-finals happen tomorrow. Miracle Ministries of Central going up against Pleasantville Secondary School, and Five Rivers Secondary going up against Holy Name Convent. But before the matchup today, we actually spoke to the young ladies of Holy Name Convent, and here's what they had to say.
This season has been the most challenging one because it's my first season being a captain, and I'm not a very talkative person. I more lead by example. So this season I forced myself to talk more on and off the field, and it's been a good experience leading the team like this. We've definitely had some outstanding players this season, especially Chelsea Reese. She's actually an under-15 player who's playing with the under-20 team. She's been doing a great job in the midfield, as well as Isabella Roundine. She plays on the wing most of the time, but she can play anywhere on the field. She's a very versatile player, and she does well wherever she goes. I really love the sports aspect of being a student athlete, and the student part is challenging at times, but I feel like football is a reward for that, and it helps me keep going, and it's really something that I turn to whenever I need stress relief or something that it's just something I enjoy all the time.
Personally, the season has been interesting. One that is always teaching you to adapt and learning different skills, developing different positions, throwing you into different scenarios where you will have to learn different developments along the way. The team that was the most difficult was for sure SAC, Convent, Port of Spain. They really tested us, and we were able to learn a lot of new skills. As I said, the adaptation to new scenarios, and really tested us as a team and how we worked as a team.
Plays tomorrow here, and we get ready for that one. But when we come back around kickoff of the Coca-Cola Intercol National Finals, who will walk away with that silverware? St. Benedict's College, Fatima College. Kickoff is next.
Well, welcome here to the Hazley Crawford Stadium and the big one, the Coca-Cola National Intercol final between the two big teams, or the two best teams in the competition, no doubt. And it's no surprise that they have reached the finals here. And of course, both of them had contrasting semi-final victories. Fatima winning on penalty kicks against Trinity College East, and St. Benedict's winning comfortably against Signal Hill by 4-0. But even for St. Benedict's to get into the quarterfinals, they had to win on penalty kicks against Presentation. So it hasn't been a walk in the park for both of them. But no doubt, they both are the best playing teams in the league. And there is some of the fans. A nice crowd is inside at the moment here at the game. And the teams are well supported, both Fatima and a lot of South people have come down here to support the St. Benedict's team, and they must be pretty confident, having beaten Fatima 3-1 in the league final and the 1-1 draw earlier on. So the teams came in pretty early today, James. You would expect once these teams come in, they would be relaxed. The coaches would want them to just spend a little bit of time taking their mind off of the game, relaxing, that kind of thing. You know, they would walk around listening to music, like Bob he's got that earpiece in his ears.
Well, it's a
just
routine
relaxing,
of his, Nicholas.
yeah.
Bob Tom, every match he comes to the venue, just walks around barefooted, earphone in his ears. I asked him about it once. He says he does all the things that he gets success from. So if he had success doing one particular routine the game before, he comes and he does it again. And well, so far they've been unbeaten this season. I guess that routine has worked.
Yeah, the routine has worked. Sometimes you do certain things. You may put on your left side sock first rather than your right side stocking, you know, and those are the type of things you want to do. Some put on their shorts before they put on their top. You know, it's a lot of different things that players tend to do. So, you know, it's just based on superstition and based on what happened the game before. You know, if you put on your shorts before your top on your team one, then you're going to do the same thing for the final. You know, so it's a kind of routine that a lot of players have. But the most important thing is when they get to the ground, the coaches have to have them relaxed. They must not be too hyped up, mustn't be too, you know, he wants to relax them, let them walk around, let them walk on the field. As we saw the Fatima players just walking around on the field, and that was just for them relaxing, just to walk out in the grass, feel what the grass is like, that it's not overly wet, you know, these type of things. And that's what it does to just take the mind off of the game itself, because there's a time when they have to focus on the game. You know, when they reach an hour and a half before, that's not time to focus on the game. That's time to relax. That's time to sort of get in tune to the atmosphere and all sorts of things. Here the teams are making their way out, and there they come. Fatima, of course, in yellow with the blue stripes there, and St. Benedict's in their green tops with a yellow V, and with their black shorts, and very easy to distinguish the colors of the two teams led by the officials. And there is Fatima College, some of the top players, and not much changes, James. When you looked at we were concerned about Tariq Lee having gone down in the game against Signal Hill. His ankle was being strapped when he was on the sideline, and we'll have to see how that has held up here. And Daryl Garcia was rested in that game. Daryl Garcia was rested, didn't take no part in the Signal Hill game. So I figured it might have been a little bit of precaution from Coach Randolph Boyce. Fatima, on the other hand, they seem to be at full strength. They've made a couple changes, but I don't think the changes, James, is based on the change is not based on injuries or anything. I think it's more tactical. There's Tariq Lee and meeting some of the dignitaries. James, I know one is the principal of Fatima. In third, that Mr. Cooper. There is Mr. Gonzalez, and the Coca-Cola representative is the lady, and the St. Benedict's principal is behind Mr. Cooper of Fatima. And those are some of the dignitaries meeting the players. That's Maritza Balak, isn't she, the senior marketing manager of Coca-Cola? and Mr. Gregory Kwan Kep of the St. Benedict's, and Mr. Ronald Cooper, the third in line there, the principal of Fatima. So it's always great for these players to meet some of the dignitaries before the start of the game. It makes them feel good.
But it's good for the neutral fans to see Tariq Lee back in the starting lineup. Went all injured in the semi-finals. He is back together with Garcia, who misses out. We'll tell you more about the lineups later on. But some interesting changes, some faces missing from the Fatima lineup as well. And it's a final. Lots of strategy being involved. Don't know how many of that comes down to injury or just tactical acumen. We'll find out in just a bit. But what a moment for these young men. The dreams of a school. Nikolai Nyron, in charge of this fixture, was named the referee of the recent Ascension tournament. And what an experienced cast he's got with him. Ainsley Rochard for company and Kurt Charles on the other end. Well, they are ready with their pom-poms in hand, ready to cheer. But first, solemn singing of the national anthem will be performed as the teams get ready for this grand final Coca-Cola Intercol here at the Hazel Crawford Stadium.
So there we have it, the playing of the national anthem, and the players now greet one another, and that's about the only time they will greet each other. Pleasant. James, in the old days that never happened. In the old days you watch at the opponents from a distance and you grind your teeth and then you get into it. Nobody was touching the opponent's hands. It was just a case of blood and thunder after that. But now I think it's nice. It's always great to have a little bit of greeting. They are the officials, Nikolai Nyron, as you said, the referee handling things today. Kurt Charles, Ainsley Rochard are the assistant, and the fourth official is Andrew Samuel. I'm happy for Nikolai Nyron. He's done a good. We've seen him before, James, and he's a good referee, solid, and he's always on top of the game. I think he's one of the good young referees around.
Yeah, certainly he's one of the top officials, and what a big occasion for him to show his stuff. What a big occasion for them as well. Unbeaten this season, St. Benedict's College, and he's hoping to continue that.
Well, here's the starting lineup for St. Benedict's. It's Deshaun Alexander, Nicholas Bobcom, Jerry Buckmeyer, Tariq Lee, the skipper, Joshua Dimas, Daryl Garcia. There is Ephraim Brown, Keanu Morian, then Jeremiah Niles, Josiah Ochoa, and LeSean Morris. And the coach, the very successful Randolph Boyce. There is the formation, James.
Yeah, light up. Good to see both Garcia and Tariq Lee back in the lineup. Of course, a very fearsome foursome, they call it. Well, I call it five. Niles, Lee, Bobcom, Ochoa, and Garcia. And, of course, the rest are doing the defending for St. Benedict's College. They're known for their attacking prowess. The 4-3-3, but, of course, they're quite fluid in possession.
So there is the Fatima team. Certainly They are going to start here as underdogs, but they will want to show their mettle, and they line up with Nunes, Hospitalis, Jordan, Jaden Williams, one of the two Williams. Then there's Romani, Mason, the Gans, Chime Williams, it's the other Williams. There's the skipper, Christian Bailey, Jose Atong, and the goalkeeper, Tristan Edwards, the coach, Hudson Baba Charles.
Yeah, I think the big story, 3 players playing in the semi-finals are out of this match. Atherton, Alcantara, and yep, you guessed correctly, Michael Shaves is missing from this one. So 3 major changes for Fatima College. Whether it's tactical or down to injury, well, that's the answer that we will find out later on.
Well, we're just getting ready for the kickoff here. Fatima in yellow, where there is the beautiful trophy that they will be playing for. And no doubt the Fatima team would want to get their hands on that. But St. Benedict's, they would want to do the double here. And both teams would be ready to go at it here, no doubt, as the referee Nikolai Nyron is just about setting his timepiece. And James, you set yours as well as we get the kickoff going. It's Fatima in possession. Long ball up that left side, looking for Williams one time, and it goes out to play. This is going to be a throw for St. Benedict. So Fatima starting really on the front foot, trying to get that ball wide towards Williams. But this here is the ball is with Morian. Picked up. This is the Benedict's team looking to go forward. That was Brong. Dimas. That's it wide to Niles. Niles, it's going to be a live wire on that left side. They've got to be careful of him. But here's a man that Benedict's will have to be careful of, and that's Bailey.
It's interesting to see how Fatima are going to start this one. They've met twice before this season, yet to get a win over the fearsome Laramie Lions. Possession, they do well with it.
Well, that is Hospitalis sending it in field, and they trying to get that shot away. It looked like Romani cleared downfield. This is Nunes. Nunes has come into a central position. Normally we'd see him, James, on the left back, but because there's no Atherton playing in that defensive line for Fatima, Nunes has dropped into a central position, and Jordan, who's come into the team, he's picked up that left back position.
Also looking at the position of captain Christian Bailey, playing a lot deeper than he has played for much of the season in that holding position. Of course, replacing Alcantara, who's featured there for much of the season.
It's going to be interesting. I can't see Bailey. He's such a force wide on that right side. To see him in that type of position, it's going to be interesting. But they've obviously been doing a lot of practicing, and they're going to try to see if he can hold that position and make it his own kind of thing for today. Well, here is St. Benedict's, the first cross ball, but nobody in the box in green, and there was Edwards holding on to it comfortably. This is Williams, Jaden Williams, trying to get it up there, looking for Mason, but he can't get there. So Romani is also seems to be picking up that position as a striker. This is the Gans. It's won back by St. Benedict's. This is Morian. Alexander. And, no one in control yet of it. That's Atong. And is he brought down? Yes. That is Mason being brought down. Incidentally, Fatima under 14 won the national under 14 championships, and Mason's brother, and this is Joshua Mason's brother, he scored 19 goals for the season, and his name is Jason Mason, so he picked up 19 as Fatima continued to their development program, James, all the way down to under 14 level. There's the push on Atong.
Nicholas Bobcombe just getting a bit physical. Expect to see a lot of those in a final like this.
But this is Romani coming into the team today. This is Jordan also coming into the team, picking up that left back position. And Mason trying to play it forward, and comes off of the defender. I think it's going to be off of Morian. It's going to be a throw for Fatima.
Well, like we expected, Fatima College holding on to the lion's share of possession so far in the match. much of what we saw in the league final. Fatima College forcing the game in terms of possession. Benedicts are quite happy to concede possession and counter-attack. I wonder what lessons he would have learned from that fixture. I wonder what lessons he would have learned as well, Randolph Boyce, as he set up his team this time around. He says he always plans according to the opposition. Well, only one lesson on show for these guys here, teaching everybody how to have a good time.
Yes, and so Bailey, it's interesting as Bailey is picking up this defensive midfield position with Atong. And I must say, James, I like to see how that will work out, because I'm not a fan of it. I think Christian Bailey is such a superb player going down that right side. But here is Mason, and is he brought down? Let's see. The referee is he going to give a foul, or is he giving a corner? Because it did come off of Brown. Let's see Mason.
Yeah, just got in a bit late there. He's a lucky boy not to be given a foul for that. To catch him quite late, slipping out of the eyesight of Nikolai Nyron. Good thing though, he does allow the game to flow, Nyron.
Yeah, he does.
Don't expect to see too many soft calls being given.
So it's going to be a corner, and I thought that ball didn't come off of the St. Benedict's defender, but we'll wait and see just how this corner is. It's going to be, is it the Gans? It seems to be the Gans is going to take it. Quite a number of yellow shirts in the box, and it's headed just wide. Well, it seemed to be, let's see, the man coming up there was the number 12 player, Williams, coming from that position around the penalty area, the penalty box. James got his head to it, just couldn't redirect it into the bottom corner.
Yeah, that's what you call a home invasion. Left his calling card too. Let them know I was here, and I'll be back.
So it's Fatima in position as that ball is set way over, looking for Mason. It's not with Mason, it's picked up here by Bobcom, and the Gans putting in the challenge, but still St. Benedict's now coming with this. This is Morin to Ochoa turning nicely with it, has to go back to Alexander is going to go wide, gets that one, and is he brought down? Garcia, no, says the referee. It's picked up by Atong. The Gans heads it on, and no one really in control of it at the moment, as that ball is headed wide towards Mason, but he is nowhere to be found. It's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. No goals yet. We've been playing just for 6.5 minutes, and the game hasn't really picked up as yet. Both teams are feeling each other out, and the excitement, as we expected, just hasn't started yet. But Fatima trying to come up that right side, and it's played out. They've made a couple meters up that right side, but nothing really to worry the St. Benedict's players. This is Bailey, and it comes off of the referee, and he's allowing Bailey to continue because he regained possession. As this is Bailey again. He's going to play that ball square, looking for the Gans, but it's picked up here by Tariq Lee, and he always get excited when he gets on the ball, but it's quickly won by Bailey. Bailey gets it to Mason. Mason tries to get it back to Bailey. However, no one is really in control of it yet. The game certainly hasn't picked up in terms of players. I think both teams are at the moment, James, they high pressing each other, and no players being allowed time on the ball.
What I'd like to see from St. Benedict College is a bit more width in possession. Wide players haven't offered that wide support early enough, many occasions, forcing it to the middle. That's where they've turned it over.
Yeah, but when you look at both teams now, both teams are high pressing. As soon as the opponent gets the ball, they're hustling them, and so because of that, they just can't get their passes going. This is some of the crowd, a nice good crowd here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, and they were packing it in early from about 2 o'clock today. I know the Southerners supporting St. Benedict's came down very early indeed, as Lee slips, the ball goes out, and it's going to be a goal kick for Fatima. Yeah, a lot of the Southerners came down early. Of course, you had to study the traffic. Today is a working day on a Wednesday, and the traffic maybe coming into town is not as bad, James, as trying to get to maybe the Atto Bolden Stadium. So let's thankfully that was the situation, that it's being played in Port of Spain at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. Of course, when these teams met in the league final, it was at the Atto Bolden Stadium, and we had to trek up there pretty early to make sure we avoided the traffic. And a lot of people complained about the traffic heading into the game. But it was the crowd it was a really good crowd, and again it was spilling into the uncovered area. But here comes St. Benedict again, a pass there that is really meaningless, and no one is going to chase it. It goes out of play. It's going to be a goal kick for Fatima. No goals yet at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. This is the Coca-Cola National Intercol final. Fatima College against St. Benedict's, the league champions. Fatima College winning the North Zone, and St. Benedict's winning the South Zone. And here comes St. Benedict's. This looks like Niles playing that ball wide. Gets it to Morian, who's on the overlap. This is Ochoa. Ochoa being harassed there by Atong, and he's not giving room to breathe, but he's getting away from it. That's good playing from Ochoa, and it's picked up here by Dimas. Dimas goes wide. Is it a good ball? Yes, it is. It's stopped by Morris. Morris can't come in field, and it's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. No goals yet. We are coming up to 10 minutes of this first half. Tarek Lee. Still, Tarek Lee plays that ball. That's a good ball, but couldn't be kept in by the man there. Who is that? That looks like Morris, who is coming down on that overlap, and it's going to be a goal kick. There are the drummers, the Coca-Cola drummers, maybe, because a couple of them, they've got on the Coca-Cola t-shirts, but they're having a good time, no matter what the score is.
Yeah, that one band, one song rhythm section, making the trek all the way from Deep South, coming up to enjoy the occasion, and of course, then the atmosphere. But Fatima, they brought their crew as well. Not sure what they're called. Badum boys.
Come on, James. They're a little bit better than Badum. Come on, man. I'm disappointed in you and your description of the Fatima boys.
Well, song that they're making. I'm not sure the fans would mind, though. They're enjoying it nonetheless.
Well, here's a cross ball, but it's snuffed out by St. Benedict as they're looking to come forward with it again. As it's with Morian, but he's being harassed all the way by Mason. This is Alexander. Took his time with that one. Oh, my word. Oh, it's a goal. Fatima scored. A terrible mistake by Buckmeyer. The ball was played back to him. Mason was following it up, and there was the clearance from Buckmeyer. It hit Mason and just trickled into the goal, and Fatima College, they have taken the lead in minute number 12. Well, you have to say, James, a terrible mistake from Buckmeyer. What was he trying to do? It was played back. Let's have a look at it, James.
Yeah, this is a plot twist nobody expected. A panicked ball, not the best ball, was bouncing to Buckmeyer, and you don't want to give him that type of ball if you don't give him an outlet option. It was neither. And well, he's a goalkeeper, particularly known for his foot skill, and it just unluckily took a deflection of the Fatima College player, and it's into the back of the net. Well, nobody expected this, and well, it's game on.
Well, I think this game needed a goal, James, to wake it up a little bit, because I think so far both teams were feeling each other out. I think it's the case that has gone, that will go through the window now. I think St. Benedict's will have to up the tempo. They will be looking for an equalizer, and Fatima can't just sit back now and say, well, they have a one-goal lead, that they're going to just play on that. They have got to also look to go forward. Yes, they've got to defend well, because I tell you, if St. Benedict's, when they go behind, they're a different type of animal.
I don't feel sorry for Buckmeyer, though. Wasn't the best ball. Yes, he could have done a lot better in terms of clearing it, but you've got to be certain when you play back passes, and more importantly, that what a lot of defenders have to learn, when you give your goalkeeper a pass in a pressure situation, you've got to create a big window so that he can play it away from goal. None was given, and well, it's unfortunate that they trailed by a goal to nil.
They always say when you're playing back a ball to the goalkeeper, you don't play it towards the goal. Always try your best to play it away from the goal, so that even when he clears it, if he clears it against a Russian forward, it may hit him and go outside, rather than if you center of the goal and you hit it on him, it tends to go back towards the goal. And I think it's a good lesson some of the youngsters need to learn. but St. Benedict's, they trail by 1-0 against Fatima, and it's going to be interesting to see how they can get back into this game, James, because we haven't seen St. Benedict's trailing very much this season, if at all.
Haven't seen them be beaten either. So
Yeah, that's right.
Just in conundrum.
Well, here is Fatima coming forward with it, and the Gans wasn't able to control it. It's with Morris. This is Niles. Niles very speedy indeed, and still Niles, and he does well. This is, let's see, look, that's Garcia. Garcia looking to play a 1-2. He's looking at the shot, not a bad effort, but just to the right of keeper Edwards, and he didn't have much trouble in that. But Garcia, live wire, I'm sure he's going to pick up the pace now. So this is Mason, the goal scorer, fighting for it. I don't think he will ever score an easier goal in a final. But here's Bob Cup. He's got a lot of speed, and he sends it across. That's not a good ball, and it's headed away by Hospitalis. And this is Williams. Chime Williams is out on that right side. Niles keeps it in, does well. Morris. Still Morris. Ochoa, he can't control it. A sliding pass downfield. Roman picks it up nicely here. Being harassed at the moment. Does well. And the ball's played wide. Can Mason get there? Oh, that was Jordan making the overlap for Fatima. And immediately there's a little bit of a tussle between Dimas and Jordan, the two number 5s. And referee, this is some nice footwork, James.
Yeah, clever bit of skill here. Took him to dancing lessons, then showed him the Macarena right to everybody. But look at that, the pass in behind, and well, could have done perhaps done a bit better with the opportunity they presented. That was good defending in the end.
Certainly very good defending in the end. So
Optimum is one of the players tasked with playing wide.
Yeah.
Out on the wide right-hand side.
And
I'd
then
like to see a bit more width though from the Benedict's wingers.
Well, then you got Niles on the other side. The thing with both Bobcom and Niles, James, they're very quick. You know, once you give them, and I've always said, if you give Niles, if you back off of Niles and you allow him to run, he's going to really run riot. And you've got to close them down, both Niles and Bobcom. As we saw just now with Bobcom, when he picked up that ball with acres of space in front of him, you know, the only thing with that, the cross really was not a good cross. But was it if it was a good cross, it could have caused problems to the Fatima defense. Here is Morris. Still Morris, he's done well. Oh, he's finally lost it. Two defenders were around him. And Williams sends a long ball looking for Romani. But this is the Gans. No doubt Buckmeyer is going to come out to claim that.
I think we will see Hospitalis defending being tested down that right-hand side or left-hand side for St. Benedict's College. What we haven't seen so far is one of those bustling runs of him getting forward. He's been quite reserved in this match, has the likes of Niles and Morris to contend with, and I think that Hudson Charles perhaps choosing a more conservative approach on his right back.
Here is Niles. He's got away from Hospitalis in terms of Hospitalis is left trailing, but Bailey is trying to pick him up and trying to put in the tackle. In the end, it was Jaden Williams, but it's going to be a goal kick because Niles just took it over the line, and it's going to be a goal kick. But that's good. He got ahead of Hospitalis there, Niles, but coming back to put in the tackle was Bailey trying to protect the defense, and then Jaden Williams was coming across to double team him. But here comes Ochoa looking for the shot, but again was closed down there. And the Fatima defenders now, you could see them, James, they're sort of going, two players are tending to go into to tackle bottles. So they're certainly not just leaving it to one player. But here is Buckmeyer. This time he's playing it away from the on-rushing forward. Gets it towards Alexander. Jaden Williams is heading that out. Yes, so they're not allowing, and that's the thing with Fatima, they tend to play as a team. But here is a good run from the man. That's not Bobcom this time. It looks like, but however, it's Niles, but he gives it away. Man was making that run going down that right side. Certainly looked like Ochoa, but it's with Romani for Fatima. Plays a ball out to Williams. He can't get it. It's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. Coming up to 19 and a half minutes. Still, St. Benedict's Fatima lead by that 12th minute goal scored by Mason. And Joshua Mason was the man putting the ball into the back of the net. But really and truly, from a clearance from Buckmeyer that hit him and then ricocheted into the goal. Really, one has to say, a goal with tremendous luck for Fatima. But they don't care how they go in the back of the net. James, once they go in the back of the net, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, nobody cares what happens before that. When they hit the net, everybody celebrates. It's like nobody cares what happened in the season before this.
Let's have a look at it, James.
Yeah,
he was actually
a good ball to start with.
Did you see Mason? He was actually bracing. He sort of turned his head and the ball smashed against him and then went into the goal. And there are the Fatima supporters having a ball.
Oh, why not? Yep. Got on the score sheet early against St. Benedict's College.
Is that a Brazilian dance the Fatima team has learned, James?
Well, it's a dance. Can't say it's Brazilian or samba.
Well, here is, it's going to go for a corner for St. Benedict. So St. Benedict slowly but surely starting to, how should I put it, gain possession and starting to put the Fatima defenders under some pressure.
Well, I think Fatima, rather they've scored an early goal, they're quite content to give up possession while defending a lot deeper on the park.
Yeah, but you can't defend one goal because it's always dangerous. You got to continue playing your football. And here is a ball again, and luckily it went behind, but goalkeeper Edwards was beaten with a deflection that could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, somebody was playing Russian roulette. Fortunately for Fatima College, they won. Didn't end up in the back of the net. The goalkeeper was wrong-footed for a second.
So the corner looks like Niles is going to take it. Yes, it is Niles. Sends it in and it's headed over the bar. So it's going to be a goal kick for Fatima.
Saying it doesn't matter what you did in the season prior to this. If you were unbeaten, if you won the North, South, wherever you won, the day on the final is what matters. Both teams will be very well aware of that.
There's the flag man. He's at all events, all good big sporting events. But here's the ball played wide towards Romani, who's come out onto that wide position and allowed Mason to go inside. So the ball is with Alexander. This is Dimas. Going down that left side is Niles, but it's hit far too much hard. It's hit too hard ahead of him, and it goes out. It's going to be a throw for Fatima. Hospitalis with the throw, headed on by Williams. This is Williams in possession, goes back to Hospitalis. This time it's Bailey in the middle of the field. So unaccustomed to seeing Bailey there. But here is a board. This is a mistake. And he goes down. It's going to be a free kick. Now, let us see what the referee is going to do. Is he going to pull out the yellow card? Or yes, he is going to give a yellow card to, looks to be, is it Dimas? And yes, it is.
But I think he's quite lucky. It seemed to be the last player.
Well, I was thinking
on the way
that.
to goal, and well,
we'll have to look at that again. James, because he could very well have been the last player.
Yellow card, a lenient option by Nikolai Nyron. I mean, nobody wants to come to, there we go, yellow card.
Alexander.
Nobody wants to see a team minus a player. But
well, look, he was
in
away.
another situation,
there was no green shirts anywhere around.
That might have been a different color.
Well, I don't know if the referee feels that maybe he genuinely was trying to play the ball and he was just late on the tackle.
Doesn't matter. The last man, he made that challenge.
You've got to be careful.
The color is usually not yellow.
Yep. Well, I think
but
he got away with one.
Yeah, the neutrals will be quite happy though. Don't want to see either of these teams losing a player so early in the fixture. But it's a chance though for Fatima College to pile on more pressure. They already took an early advantage, and those flags will be waving some more if they can get another from this.
So a free kick for Fatima, and it's going to be taken by Nunes. He's got a really good left foot. Tell you what, James, if he hits this well enough, well, the St. Benedict's goal can be in some problems. It's a five-man wall for Benedict's. And here is Nunes. He's hitting it, tried to hit it beneath the wall as the wall was jumping, and it may have struck the boot of some of the players. So it's gone for a throw.
I think Nishon Alexander will be quite happy by the color of that card that he just got there, and it's a trade-off that he'll take any day. A yellow card for preventing a goal-scoring opportunity.
So this is Fatima back in possession. This is the Gans laying it wide there, looking for. This is a good run from Williams. This is Chime Williams, but it's one back here by Benedict's. Hospitalis. It's won by Ochoa. Niles. Lee. Oh, this has got good turn by Lee. Morian. It's cleared back upfield by Jordan. Meantime, there's a St. Benedict's player on the ground on the far side of the field as Fatima come forward with it, but wow, a mistake here from Alexander, and goalkeeper Buckmar comes, plays it downfield. I think the player down was Ochoa, but he's back up now. It's Fatima on the attack again. The shot comes, goes just wide. So the shot from Atong was going just wide, and the goalkeeper allowing it to go outside. Fatima lead 1-0. We've been playing for just over 26 and a half minutes.
Yeah, confidence going for Fatima College. Better than a toddler when they start attending preschool. And well, shots are coming. They're getting lots more spaces than St. Benedict's College, who seem within themselves at the moment. I'll tell you who is in Fatima College. They look quite a confident bunch.
Well, this is Mason, the man who scored the goal. Jordan can't get the better of Morian, and then banged it downfield by Alexander. But to no one in particular, it's only Fatima goalkeeper, and the yellow shirts are there at the back. This is Jaden Williams. This is a good ball, but one back by St. Benedict's. Ochoa. Away comes Nunes. Mason looks to play towards Nunes. Nunes is going on his way, but luckily Morian was there, sent it back downfield, but it's won by Bailey. Bailey plays a good ball, looking to thread it through the defense, and it's Bailey again. This is Hospitalis. Williams, Hospitalis. So Fatima trying to build at the back. It's Williams, and all of a sudden they play this long searching ball, but it's St. Benedict's. Garcia. Is it going to be too long? It is going to be a throw for Fatima.
Yeah, they've defended deep. St. Benedict's College tried to counter-attack. Movement of the ball hasn't been that quick like we saw earlier. Oh, look at that though. Still have the spectacular touches, but then it's the final touch that has let them down in the opening few minutes of this match. St. Benedict's College. I think the team in yellow.
Mason is down, James. Not too sure what is his problem, but he stayed down for a little while. There was a little bit of let me say another confrontation, but a coming together with Mason, and I believe it was Alexander, in terms of a little bit of a clash, and he went down and hasn't got back up as yet. We see the medical staff has gone on to him, but there is the St. Benedict's coach talking to some of his players. So there's a part of the crowd, a huge crowd here at here's the Crawford Stadium. A good crowd, wouldn't use the word huge. Look at some of the Fatima. They need to be a little more lively than that, James. Remind me of you on a Sunday morning when you can't get up and you're still looking half asleep.
Well, not when your mother comes around to pinch you to get up to go to church. You get up as quickly as lively as you can.
Well, I think those drummers need to get their mothers to come and pinch them. So,
well, I'll tell you what, who's controlled the majority of possession? I was going to mention that the team in yellow have been quite sharper of the teams in terms of possession. The official stat just about 53%. Compared to St. Benedict's College, so just below that.
Yeah, 47 or 46, something roughly, like that. It's the thing is neither team has really dominated. So as you can see, Fatima leading by that 1-0, and we've been playing for just over 30 minutes, coming up to 30 and a half minutes, and Fatima lead by 1-0. But we've not really seen a lot of goal mouth action by these two, and they're two exciting teams. We see a substitution being made, James.
Yeah, the player went down just a minute ago. Well, looks like he might be replaced. He's on a stretcher. He hasn't gotten up since he came off the field.
Yeah, well, we'll have to get confirmation of that in a minute. But here is Fatima looking to come up that right side. It's going to be a throw for the boys in yellow, or should I say yellow and blue?
Just wonder. Being forced to make a change after 30 minutes, Fatima College wasn't in the game plan. How will it affect their performance?
But here is Noons. Atong. He goes over, and it's going to be a free kick for Fatima. And Brown pleading his innocence to the referee. But Atong certainly pushed the ball and was getting the better of Brown. Brown was bringing him down. It's going to be a free kick for Fatima. So could be, it looks like the Gans, is it?
Yeah, Fatima playing with 10 at the moment.
Yeah, but not sure the player who's come off. But I can tell you they're warming up Cade Collier. So Mason is the man down. He was the goal scorer. But here comes Tariq Lee. It's always exciting. Oh, he's pushed it too far ahead of him, because wide is Niles. Niles is all by himself. You don't want that to happen. He's sending the cross in. The shot comes, and a brilliant save. That's the best move we've seen here so far from St. Benedict. What a move. They went down the left side. The cross came, and Bobcom came in like a bullet, and the shot was almost like a rout of a gun. He banged it, and Edwards, we know this man is a fine goalkeeper, James, Tristan Edwards. Look at that. It came off the left foot. He hit it on the volley, and James, what you would have been proud to make a save like that.
Yeah, that man is as deadly as a great white in the barrier reef. Nicholas Bobcom got their first look really sharp. Usually a one-shot, one-kill kind of guy. Not this time. Well denied by Tristan Edwards.
Well. St. Benedict's coming to life after 32 minutes. So they've got a left-sided corner. So the corner comes, the heads go up, and it's headed away. So Edwards, you have to say, keeping Fatima in the lead at the moment. And eventually it's going to be played out. There was the man, let's see, that was Alexander. So confirmation of the substitution. Cade Collier coming in for Joshua Mason, the man who scored the goal for Fatima. So he would be disappointed that he had to come off with an injury.
Yeah, I'm quite concerned though, because he hasn't gotten up off that stretcher since he was taken off the field. Yeah. Just behind the substitute bench.
So here's Niles. Niles sending it in field. Lee coming wide looking for Bobcom, but it's intercepted by Jordan, and Lee Edwards is going to come on. He's such a fine goalkeeper. His anticipation, James, is what is so good about him. His timing of when he comes off the line. We've seen goalkeepers in the league coming off the line and being left in no man's land, but Edwards, I want to give him credit at this point in time. We did see against St. Anthony's, he came off his line, he timed it just a little bad. He was just a little bit late against St. Anthony's, brought down the player, was given a red card, and Fatima went on to win. They appealed the red card and he was allowed to play in the next game. But you know, generally when he leaves his line, he tends to be very good, very assertive when he comes off that line, and here was another example of it.
Yeah, I think one of the disappointments for me, I'll tell you after this,
that's straight to him. You're not going to, even though it looked a little bit shaky when he held on to it, but you're not going to beat him, I don't think, unless it's a real good shot. He's such a safe goalkeeper that you tend to think that the shots from distance, he's going to save them. But here comes Fatima trying to go up that right side with Williams, and it's going to be a goal kick for St. Benedict.
Yeah, I was going to say one of the disappointments to me so far this season has been the standard of goalkeeping that we've seen in this competition. Not just this competition, but in youth competitions around Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, they've got a few, James, you must admit. You know, Edwards, you've got Lazarus from Presentation. I think he's a fine keeper.
And it stood out tremendously because of the quality around them. So it's one of the facets that I hope the technical directors in this competition will be looking at. Developing goalkeepers. I haven't been a goalkeeper myself. Something that has been a bit concerning.
Yes, I hear what you're saying. You know, but yeah, maybe I think there are about 4 standout goalkeepers in the competition. You know, and the rest really and truly, they have to work a lot harder at the game. And it's all about hard work, James. You know, whether you're a goalkeeper, whether you're a wing back, whether you're a striker, it's all about how hard you want to work to improve your game.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's one of the specialist positions. I tell you, when I was coming up, for example, my club alone, we had 5 goalkeepers that played on the national team. Struggled to find 5 in the entire competition this time around.
Yep.
Think of the likes of Marvin Phillip, Jefferson George, Curtis Granger, Adisa Cornell.
Look at the SportsMax brand ambassadors, James. They are not sure. There's some wheel they've got there to spin it, James. So I'm hoping at halftime you can go along and maybe spin the wheel and see if you can win us a prize.
Oh, I was thinking about visiting, not necessarily for the wheel though.
There's Ochoa, but hassled by Bailey. I understand Coca-Cola has some door prizes. I thought they would have given us a hamper, James. They would have brought a hamper at least for the commentary team. But you know, when we are hidden away, nobody tends to see us. We are the unsung heroes, aren't we?
Yeah, you look like a waterman to me though. Maybe a Dasani, it's one of your products.
Yeah, Dasani, yes. I don't mind. Here is a shot, but well blocked off. It's from distance. Looked like Alexander was the one looking to take that shot. So 37 minutes gone, and Fatima, they still lead by that goal from Mason by 1-0. As Morian Bobcom looking now, he's pushed it too far, trying to take on Jordan.
Yeah, heavy touch. Tried to turn his man. Touch was a bit too heavy. Lost his angle, lost possession.
Nunes, he's got such a good left foot. He seemed to hardly hit that ball, and it went so far. This is Romani looking for Williams. Williams does well, plays the ball here. This could be a chance. He should have hit it one time, but he's still got possession, and could be a second goal. Would you believe it? He's missed. Well, I think, James, it's a goal kick. I don't think he was in an offside position.
Well, the flag was up anyway.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see where the ball is being placed, but we'll have to have a look at that again. I didn't think he might have been offside, but he should have put it in the back of the net. It looked to be... Let's have a look, James. There's Collier. The cross ball comes. He's well onside. Well onside. It was Williams, Chime Williams. Well, that should have been 2-0.
Yeah, poor defending though from the St. Benedict's defender. Just allowed him to drift on that wrong side of him. You always want to send the attacker goal side. You allowed him to get inside. Eventually was able to get away a shot. And well, the second time that a major chance has come from that particular side for St. Benedict's College.
I tell you what, James, I thought Collier should have hit that one time. The ball he was running onto the ball, and you know, we can have a look at that again. I would love to have a replay of that because there's something I would like to point out to you. But here's St. Benedict's, and it's headed away. The ball in the midfield, but here goes Fatima again. This is Romani, but it's going to be a free kick for St. Benedict's. There's something I want to point out to you with that, James. When that ball came out, look at the ball coming across the Collier. Could have hit it there, could he? With the right foot?
Yeah, defender blocked the angle though.
Yep. But look at Williams.
Wasn't as very well positioned. You got to give credit to Bachmeyer though for the initial save. Certainly kept that from going in.
Yep. Well, this is St. Benedict's. Garcia. Hasn't seen him figuring very much in the game, but he's on the ball now. That's going to be too hard for Bobcom. He's quick, but he's not that quick. It's going to be a goal kick. That's 40 minutes gone. Fatima, they still lead by that Joshua Mason's goal.
That's a lot better from St. Benedict's College, and the run-in from Bobcom, just getting in behind. Well, fans are certainly getting in behind both teams. Piled into the beautiful Hazley Crawford Stadium, the venue of today's final. And what an atmosphere. Iconic venue, situated just west of the capital of Port of Spain.
So it's going to be a throw for Fatima Jordan. The man gives it to Bailey. The skipper playing in a much more defensive midfield role today. I tell you, James, I don't like it. I think he's such a good player going forward wide that he can create nightmares for defenders when you have him in the middle of the field. But the coaches have decided that they want somebody to do that job, and he's the best equipped player to do it, and you can't argue with that. It's just my preference, having seen him, and I don't go to practice sessions. I'm not with them day in, day out. I see him play wide, and I know he's a handful when he plays wide.
All comes down to the need of the day, and well, at the moment it's working. They lead by 1-0.
That's right. And this is Bailey now playing a good ball there. So here is Fatima on the go. This is Romani. He's offside.
Yeah, just straight in his run there, Romani. Went too ahead of the last defender before the pass was played. But he's looking dangerous, and the movement was good.
So St. Benedict's with a free kick. Foul there on Garcia by Atong. Ball was flicked into him by Bobcom, Garcia.
Just question how fit he is, Garcia. Himself and Tariq Lee. Lee came off injured in the semi-final with an ankle injury. Garcia missed the semi-final completely.
His coach Randall Boyce looks a little concerned, doesn't he?
Well, his team is down, and well, they've lacked the fluency that we've seen all season. Got to find solutions. Fatima have been quite resolute in closing the space that St. Benedict's College likes to operate in.
So it's coming up to 43 minutes, so 2 minutes left of to hear the halftime whistle. We understand that there will be 2 minutes of added on time. This is a good ball, good work, free kick, and Tariq Lee, is it? just couldn't get there. Actually, no, it's not Tariq Lee, it's Alexander who has come up from the back. Ball was played to him. Well worked free kick, good idea. And it was just hit a little too hard for Alexander to wrap his foot around it. Haven't seen Tariq Lee much in the game either, James.
Yeah, that's why I was questioning his fitness, how fit he is. This match, he hasn't impacted the match as much as we've seen in previous games.
So this is the Gans. Jordan. The Gans, but they're trying to win it was Bobcom. And is it going to be a throw for Fatima? I think it is because it came off of Bobcom. Atong. Jordan does well, but Bobcom wins it back. And is he brought down? Yes, I think he is. It's going to be a free kick for St. Benedict's. So Fatima leading by that 13-minute goal from Mason. And there is the foul committed on Bobcom.
Well, they've been having an interesting battle between themselves all afternoon. Wonder who's going to come out on top at the end of it all.
But this is Bailey playing the 1-2. It's probably hit a little too far out for him, too wide, but he brings it back in. And Niles picks it up. Ball comes off of Hospitalis. So you notice Hospitalis not far off from Niles, James.
Yeah, and he's been quite conservative by standard, Hospitalis.
He hasn't been going forward all that much, does he? I think he's playing to some instructions. You see, the thing is, James, both Niles and Bobcom, they're quick and going. If you give them room and you start behind them, you're not going to catch them. But here is Morin losing out to, that is, let's see, and the ball, that was Colley. And then the cross ball way over onto the far side. Williams trying to get the better of Morris. Does well, does Morris. As a matter of fact, the referee is blown for free kick. Niles. Let's give him straight back. So we are into added on time now. We've played the 45 minutes. We are into 2 minutes of the added on time. Fatima leading by that goal from Joshua Mason in the 13th minute. This is Collier, Atong.
Tell you what, Maureen is certainly having a tough time at that right back position. Hasn't looked convincing, to say the least, in this match so far for St. Benedict's College. And again, it's been taken to the cleaners.
Fatima player Dong. I think it's Atong, because he was looking to make that run going up the left side. So, yes, there is Mason. James, he's having some sort of treatment with the medics.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned when he came off. He stayed on the stretcher a lot longer, and that is the norm.
That could be a relative standing next to him, because I see they're taking some information. Let's hope that he's all right. In the meantime, goalkeeper, is it Buckmeyer down?
Yeah, he's just holding on to that right calf of his, seems. Might have been a knock. In fact, it's the left one. Might be the knee as well. Yeah, just getting some treatment in that knee. You also look at his hamstring on the inside of the abductors. You do see some strapping as well. He's had an easy day at the office so far. Edwards in goal for Fatima College. Just that one save from Bobcom.
Which was a brilliant save. It was absolute. That move is easily, to me, the best move of the match. And it was worthy of a goal. But that man, Edwards, was absolutely fantastic. There's some of the supporters for Fatima. And of course, you have the Fatima bench there.
One thing that has impressed me with Fatima College is the way that they've not allowed space for the tricky players of St. Benedict's College to get in behind them. They've done a good job at managing that. And so far, they've defended really well in that scenario. Now, just might have been some hyperextension here. And I just wonder if he did come into the match with a knock before.
Well, the corner has been taken, it's sent downfield, and the referee has blown to indicate that we've just about 3 minutes and 11 seconds over the 45 minutes, and there is some of the crowd. The Fatima supporters will be more ecstatic of this result so far because they're leading by 1-0 at half time, and you have to say the ball went into the St. Benedict's net. Was a real goal out of nothing, one that really and truly just ricocheted off of Mason, who was following up, and the ball was from the goalkeeper, struck Mason and went into the goal, and Fatima College took the lead there. But it's been a game, you have to think, James, when you look at it, a lot of midfield battles, and hardly chances were created. So we're at the half here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. It's the Coca-Cola National Intercol final. We're at the half. It's St. Benedict's College 0, Fatima College 1.
Hey everyone, I'm Tevin and I'm here to tell you two big things. The first thing is that Coca-Cola Intercol is back and we are ready to kick it off. Now even bigger news than that is that this year will be like no other because you and your school team have a chance to win a set of special edition Coca-Cola Intercol football shirts. Now all you have to do is join us in creating #sustainablehappiness throughout the competition.
Welcome back, folks. It is halftime at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. It is the Intercol Boys Final. We have Fatima College up against St. Benedict's College. Fatima leading 1-0. Joining me pitch side is assistant coach of St. Benedict's, Coach Clint McMillan. So, Coach, welcome. And you guys would have played a higher frequency of games than Fatima College. Do you think that has affected the boys anyway today?
Well, this is our finals. The atmosphere is high, you know. It's not that we never been here before, but the atmosphere kind of high. So within saying that we play a little more games than them, maybe a little bit of complacency may be coming in because, you know, we dealt with this team already twice. So I feel the guys and them having a little complacency.
Okay, so what do you have to work on, or what do the boys have to work on going into second half? Any adjustments that are going to be made?
Well, what happening right now is that the middle third of the field, we not using the middle third of the field as we practice the other day. But once the fellas and them raise the inside in that part of the field, we will get the beauty of the game that we're looking for, but also the results that we come out to get today.
Thank you so much, Coach McMillan. All the best. Coming up right now is assistant coach Russell Sutton of Fatima College. So, coach, strategy in first 45 minutes. Can you tell us a bit about that? We know you're a strategic team, so can you elaborate a little bit first?
Well, the game is a very tactical game. What we did, if you look at our team, we changed the system because they are a very good team. You can't take away nothing from them. So the first half work, we had to go in, regroup, and come back and work on the second half.
Well, this is the final second half before you guys either win the title or lose the title to St. Benedict's. So, what is the game plan going into second half, as you said? Because this is the final. This is the final opportunity.
Well, just to continue playing how we playing and try and keep them away from our goal, because it's a team, if you give them an opportunity, they will kill you. They're a very good technical team. So we have to continue doing what we're doing and look for our next goal. A little insurance goal could take us to the promised land.
Coach, can you give us a bit of an update on the goalkeeper Mason? What's up with his health? The goal scorer Mason,
apparently what I'm hearing is that he went to the dentist and like he took anesthesia, some kind of injection, and I don't know if it's that started to make him feel sick or how it was, but that is what I heard from his parents.
Well, Coach, thank you so much. We wishing him a speedy recovery and, of course, all the best going into second half.
Thank you very much.
Folks, let's take in some highlights from today's match, sending it over to James and Colin.
Well, thank you so much, Siobhan. Let's look back at how this match unfolded. And, well, calamity for St. Benedict's College. A back pass not properly dealt with. And Joshua Mason, the deflection coming off of him. And he put Fatima College in the lead after only 12 minutes. Moment of celebration for him. That moments of tragedy coming later on, but we'll talk about that. But first, St. Benedict's College, well, they tried to up the ante. Looked within a shell of themselves early on, but this was one of the good efforts early on. Jarrell Garcia back from injury, on target. And then this, Nicholas Bobcom forcing Edwards to be at his very best to keep it out. That's a laser beam that was well kept out. You could tell the frustration on Bobcom. St. Benedict's College continued to knock, and well, the door refused to be open. And in the end, Joshua Mason had to be carted off the field as he played no further part just around the 30-minute mark. But that is how the cookie crumbled at halftime. 1-0 to Fatima College over St. Benedict's.
Yeah, and the shots there, 8 shots coming from St. Benedict's, 3 from Fatima, shots on target, 5 from Benedict's, just 1 from Fatima, 4 fouls for Benedict's, 5 for Fatima, 1 yellow card for the St. Benedict's player Alexander, no red cards, 2 offsides Fatima, 2 corners to 3 Fatima in favor of St. Benedict's, saves, 5 saves from the Fatima custodian, and the possession, let's look at that, 56% for Fatima, 44% for St. Benedict's. Let's go down to Hans and see who he's got with him.
Thank you very much, Colin. Thank you very much, James. Joined on the pitch by Maritza Balak of Coca-Cola. Listen, we've seen some of the biggest crowds that we've seen in a while for Coca-Cola's Intercol. So let's talk about Coca-Cola's support of the Intercol competition over so many years.
Yeah, thanks, Hans. So Coca-Cola, as you know, because you've been a part of this with us for a long time, has been a title sponsor of the Coca-Cola Intercol for over possibly I don't have my numbers, but more than 20 years. Yeah. You guys put me on the spot today, but yeah, so I mean, this crowd at the Hazy Crawford Stadium tonight with Fatima and Benedict is it makes me very proud, because football is a part of the passion of the Coca-Cola brand, and to see people enjoying their football and then supporting their teams, it's amazing. So it's really good to still see this level of interaction here.
Well, we know Coca-Cola is a big supporter of football, especially when it comes to the World Cup as well. So what are some of the activities that Coca-Cola has has coming up?
Yeah, well, the World Cup fever is on. Our campaign is Believing is Magic. Obviously, just believing and backing your side. We have FIFA World Cup pop-up viewings happening. We will be at Movie Town, Port of Spain and C3 San Fernando next week for the 2 semi-finals days. Lots of games, giveaways. We have in-store promotions where you can get all your FIFA World Cup gear. And on the finals day, Sunday 18th, we're partnering with Wild Goose Entertainment, Strictly FX, to do a tailgate at Pier 2. A whole day of activities, games, of course the game, the match, and lots of other activities with the final viewing party.
Well, these are the finals of the Coca-Cola Intercol. The young men plenty, the boys Intercol, all right? So let us know some of the activities and promotions we have going on here at the Hasty Crawford Stadium.
Also, we have an amazing game zone outside, a huge rhythm section. Not that we need a rhythm section because both teams brought their rhythm section as always. We have a halftime performance by the Junior Soca Monarch. We have door prizes, so iPads, iPads, iPhones, and PS5s are giving away today. Of course, and then just a lot of Coca-Cola magic.
Coca-Cola magic. Believe the magic with Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola is also supporting sustainability.
Yes.
Here's a reminder.
So here's how we use recycled plastic bottles to make our special edition Coca-Cola Intercol football jerseys. First of all, the plastic bottles are collected and packed at the recycling center before being shipped to the processing factory. Next, the plastic bottles are melted into white round balls. These plastic balls are then crushed and spun through a nozzle that creates yarn. The yarns are used to weave a polyester fabric. Finally, that fabric is used to make our special edition Coca-Cola Intercol jerseys that you and your school could win. So get collecting those plastic bottles and bring them to the Every Bottle Back Center at Charlotte Street in Port of Spain so you and your school can help create #sustainable happiness.
Let me hear ya. Let me hear ya. Ooh.
Welcome back here to the Hazley Crawford Stadium. We're just going to get set for the start of the second half. It's 1-0. Fatima College leading against St. Benedict's College. The goal scorer in the 13th minute, or the 12th minute, sorry, Joshua Mason, but unfortunately he has had to be substituted. I understand from the assistant coach at the half-time. He had a dental appointment and had to go under some sort of procedure, and unfortunately he's had that dental procedure and it's affected him.
Yeah, Adrian Fonset among the crowd, former national or current national goalkeeper.
I think he went to Fatima as well, James, if memory serves me right.
And to the bottom right, that's one of the best gospel rappers here in Trinidad and Tobago. They call him Shizzleon. Shizzleon.
Okay.
The lyrical sculptor. Check him out. Many folks have all different mixes coming here to the Hazley Crawford Stadium.
Yes, I saw a lot of Fatima College old boys, or let me call them past students. They don't like old boys. Past students here. So we look at the kickoff here for the second half, and it's played long, and it's picked up there by Edwards, and he rolls it out to Williams. So they're going long, trying to get to Romani involved. This is Bobcom. Morian making that run is Ochoa, but it's won back here by Nunes. This is the Gans. Williams. So Fatima starting lively in the second half. And Williams looking to find it, thread it through to the Gans. Couldn't quite do it. And it's going to be a throw for Fatima. So they've started pretty lively. James coming down in the first minute of the second half, putting St. Benedict's defenders under some pressure.
Well, they've certainly changed their attitude. We saw Hospitalis making that run into the area.
And we hardly saw him going forward in the first half, didn't we? But here comes Bobcom. Still Bobcom. This is a good run. And that's a good tackle from Nunes. And he plays a ball trying to get it through to Romani, who didn't collect it. And you could see Nunes very upset because he thought he pushed it into the path of Romani for him to just run onto it. But it's always interesting when the players of the style of Bobcom gets onto that ball, and you just always feel that something exciting is going to happen when Bobcom picks it up, when Niles picks it up, when Tarek Lee picks it up. And you always feel that something exciting is going to happen. We see Hospitalis getting some treatment there. He seems to be okay, thinking that there may have been something dislocated or broken. Let's hope it's neither of the two, and it's just a blow to the hand. Very acrobatic there from Morris. So no one in control of it but Bobcom gets the better of Jordan. He blows past Jordan, and that's too hard. He was trying to get it to Lee in the middle, Tarek Lee. So Bobcom has started this second half pretty well. He's a really speedy character out on that right side, and when you give him the room to run and the defenders, you're not going to catch him like that. And Jordan has been playing second best on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, he's a bullet train, Nicholas Bobcom, and he gets going. Give him space to run into. Spots that space behind you. That's your bottom dollar. He's going to attack it. That this second half will see push from St. Benedict's College.
I would think so. They would want to get back into this game, and the longer Fatima can keep it at 1-0, it's the more frustrated St. Benedict's are going to get. And then they will have to make some decisions. It's early days yet, but the longer this game stays 1-0, St. Benedict's will have to look at making some changes, pushing other players forward. And, but the thing is, you've got 5 of the best offensive players here. You've got from one side Niles, the next side Bobcom, and then you've got Garcia, Lee, and Ochoa. Who do you replace from that 5? But here is a long ball, searching ball there. And Williams couldn't control it. And it's going to be a throw for Fatima. This is Niles. And it's going to be another throw for Fatima. So coming up to 5 minutes in this second half, it's still Fatima 1. St. Benedict's 0. That's a good ball from Hospitalis, and the player gets there, Romani, gets there before the keeper and just couldn't direct that header. He took a blow and he's down for the count, but a good ball from Hospitalis.
Yes,
James?
Rolling ball from Hospitalis, bit of hesitation from Buckmeyer, cut there late, got a piece of the ball, also got a piece of the player.
Yep, and
he got more of the player.
Yeah, he's down for the count. And yes, he took a blow. He did take a blow. I tell you though, James, that ball could have easily snuck into the back of the net.
Yeah, never had a chance to back turn to the goalkeeper. Wasn't aware from whence Buckmeyer came. And ask any professional boxer, loft to the head. Well, it's not the nicest feeling ever. I saw recently there's a news article where, speaking of boxers, Dana White, the UFC fighter, says that football or soccer has the most untalented players in the world. I tell you, he's getting a lot of stick for that right now on social media.
Well, I would expect so. Football has the most untalented players in the world.
Yeah, use the word soccer. That's where he lost me.
Yeah, well, maybe soccer, not football. But no, it's that. I mean, I can't even respond to a comment like that. Obviously, he doesn't look at the game.
Yeah, he called it the least talented sport in it. What
unbelievable.
Must not have been watching the Coca-Cola Intercol final.
Well, I made a comment when I saw the penalty kicks from Japan, James. I said that Trinity East and Fatima, their penalty kickers were better than the Japanese players. And then Spain came along, and I thought, Lord, Trinity East and Fatima, when they kicked their penalty shootout, were better than Spain as well. Unbelievable. The players of that quality and that caliber, they look so poor in kicking penalties.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, here is Bailey, Atong, Bailey. So Fatima keeping possession, Hospitalis, and that's too long. It's going to go all the way to the goalkeeper. So the game has picked up slightly in the second half because St. Benedict starting to come forward a lot more, and once they do that, they're going to leave some gaps for Fatima players to exploit.
Coming back to your earlier point though, about the policy of penalty, something called pressure, Colin Murray, and I think that something that you feel in finals such as this as well. Pressure situation, pressure cooker.
Yeah, but kicks from the penalty mark in a game as important like this is a good effort, and it goes just wide.
Richarlison, is that you?
Well, no, it's a young gentleman by the name of Kaiba Romani.
Oh, what a goal that would have been. Set himself nicely, mounted his bike, and Buckmeyer there. Tell you what.
Struggling, wasn't he?
Yeah, had nightmares, not much nightmares worse than that one.
This is Atong, Hospitalis. This could be another chance here, and headed away in time by Dimas. So it's going to be a right-sided corner. So all of a sudden, again, we see some dangerous cross balls coming from this man, Hospitalis. And you made mention, James, in the first half, he wasn't going forward as much. In the second half, we've been playing for just about 9 minutes, 8-9 minutes now, and he seems to have gone forward much more in this early in the second half. Well, here's the corner. And St. Benedict's is going to come away with it. That's not a bad ball, Tarek Lee, but out comes Edwards. So he spotted the danger early.
Two straight as well.
Yeah. So no one in particular. Niles finally get in hold of it, but it's headed out by that man there. Let's see, looks to be Jordan coming all the way over from a left back position. There is the beautiful picture of the Hasely Crawford Stadium as that ball is sent across from Tariq Lee. Bang down, and here comes Romani. It's a 1-on-1, and he is brought down. Is he? Yes, he is. And there is going to be a yellow card, I would think, and this time it's going to be given to Dimas. So the two central defenders now, James, they have yellow cards. We had Alexander in the first half and now Dimas in the second half, and a similar type situation, and there was cover this time for Dimas, not for Alexander in the first half, and we thought Alexander was a little lucky to just get a yellow card. I think this one was worthy of a yellow card. Dimas bringing down Romani, and it's going to be that man to take it, Nunes.
Well, from a St. Benedict's perspective, it's a good fall to take because he was well away if he had gotten in that space behind him. From the other perspective, you might feel that it's another perhaps clear goal scoring opportunity, maybe not as clear as the first one.
Yeah, we'll have to have a look at it again. I think there was cover for Dimas, but we're going to just have a look at that. So there is the confirmation of the yellow card. Joshua Dimas goes into so both central defenders now for St. Benedict's are in the yellow card, are being yellow carded. So the free kick is going to be taken by Nunes. No doubt he's going to look to maybe put it into the box. I don't think he's going to go to goal from this range, but you never can tell with this young man. No, he chips it into the box. The heads go up, and eventually it's going to be cleared away. But one would have thought that we would have seen a much more powerful header from Williams. And there is Williams, but he's not going to keep that in. It's going to be a goal kick for St. Benedict's.
Yeah, well, cool defending at the back from St. Benedict's College in a high-pressure situation. Again, we see Fatima College really pushing up like we saw in the first half, pressing high up the pitch in the first 15 minutes. I expect more of the same that we're seeing here from Fatima College, forcing turnovers from the St. Benedict's players in dangerous areas. So far, it's worked.
Well, we see another St. Benedict's player down. They're not sure who is that at the moment. It could be Morian. No, Morian is coming to stand over the player. And it looks to be Alexander. It is Alexander. There's
Il Presidente
and the Minister of Education,
Nyan Gatsby-Dolly. Oh, what company? And of course, from First Citizens, Judy Griffith just behind them as well. Got some good company. Nyan Gatsby-Dolly in charge of education here in Trinidad and Tobago, and well, she's an avid football supporter as well.
So it's oh, James, look at that. That's something you would admire. You would sit all day long and look at that.
Yeah, Picasso couldn't have painted a better picture. Getting it here at the Hasely Crawford Stadium.
But here goes Tariq Lee trying to paint a picture here for St. Benedict's and get a goal. But it's well defended by Fatima, and it's played out by Atong. So it's going to be a throw. So this is the Morin getting it back in field, and still Morin can't, no one in particular getting hold. It's like heading tennis at the moment, and it's going to be a throw for, this is Alexander with the throw flicked on, but it's going to go towards Hospitalis. It's a penalty. I think it's a handle ball. It's a handle ball, James. And the referee, is he calling for a penalty or a free kick? It may have happened just at the edge of the area, and it's going to be a free kick. Wow, look, let's have a look, James.
Yeah, that's quite surprising out of nothing.
Yes.
And yeah, the hand just in an unnatural position from Hospitalis.
But he was, luckily, he was just outside the box.
Well, it's quite fortunate for that. It's only going to be a free kick. A bit careless from Hospitalis.
Yes, there is the drummers? Are they the Coca-Cola drummers or the Fatima drummers? Last time you criticized the Fatima drummers, James. You went it was double, something like that. You said the double drummers.
Yeah, that's the song they were making.
Okay, James, but it's a free kick here for St. Benedict's. It's a difficult one, James, because when you look at it, it's just at the edge of the area. So they've got to get it up, over the wall and down. And from that distance, it's going to be really, really tough.
Well, they're having a conference, 4 members. It's all scientific now, trying to find angles to beat that man. It's been really good so far today.
Well, let's see who is going to take it. Brown is there. I think Garcia is also there. It's Garcia, he bangs it, and I think that's a good save. I think the goalie had his, I'm not sure, James, if he saved it or it hit his leg. And he just grabbed onto it. Let's have a look again.
Well, do you believe in luck? There's a pit involved there. That one smashed into his chest, but that's good goalkeeping though. Kept his body big. I don't think he knew much about it, Tristan Edwards. But that's good goalkeeping.
He didn't see it until the last moment. I think it hit him, then he realized something hit me. And he realized, hey, it's the ball. But it's kept out, and that is the most important thing from a Fatima point of view. But here comes St. Benedict's. This is Lee starting to turn it on now, trying to get it to Ochoa. That's good defending by Williams. And St. Benedict's player is down at the moment in the box as Fatima coming down the left side. And let's see, is it going to go out of play? No, it's being passed. This is Collier trying to get the better of Alexander, and Alex is pushed over Alexander, and it's going to be a free kick. And in the meantime, Collier goes down holding his face. So it's all happening here. We've been playing for about an hour now, and Collier is holding onto his face and complaining. Let's see. Well,
he might be complaining of an elbow.
Whoa! Yep. If anybody sees that, if the assistant referee or the referee seen that,
that's a shower.
Alexander would have been in trouble.
Well, he'd have been off the field. Yeah. That's a straight red card. And Kate Collier is protesting that he was elbowed.
Where is the VAR, James?
Assistant referee might have spotted it. I think it is Ian Ziroshad, who's on that side. But it's a good chance for a change though for St. Benedict's College. As you can see, Jaden Grant, a striker, has been introduced. But I think he's a lucky boy though.
Yeah, he is. That was very, very naughty of Alexander. And really and truly, had the referee seen it, or the assistant referee, he would have been, you're right, he would have been in the showers. Well, he gets away with that.
Well, look who's standing over it. It's the goalkeeper Bachmeier, who quite wisely decides to leave it to Alexander.
So Jaden Grant, man coming on. We haven't seen Niles very, very much in the game. He a couple runs in the first half, but hasn't really featured very much. So in a way, I'm not surprised. But you always think that these guys, the awesome five they have going forward, would always somehow turn on the magic. But Niles hasn't really been at his best today, and so in a way, I'm not surprised. We see another St. Benedict substitute, so they're ringing the changes now, St. Benedict's, and it appears that Garcia, is coming off.
Not surprised. Didn't look as match fit. He did miss the semi-finals, and didn't look quite a sharp, usual self in the finals. And the coach deciding it's time to shuffle the deck. It's just past the hour mark.
Tariq Lucas.
Did see him coming in the semi-final, Lucas.
So there is confirmation of that substitution. Lucas for Garcia. I always think though, again, Randolph Boyce, the St. Benedict's coach, has decided after just about 62 minutes to ring a couple changes, but I would have thought he would have waited a little bit longer, and because here is a ball headed out, it's going to be a corner for St. Benedict's. I would have thought he might have waited slightly longer, giving them maybe another 5 to 10 minutes, and then make the substitutions, but he's obviously feels that they need to inject a different...
I think it's the right time now. They've gone past the hour mark, things haven't quite worked out, but Choa has also come out as well. It's time to freshen things up. They've got a deep squad, they've got players that can make things happen, and just the right timing, I think. This game needs an injection of life from a St. Benedict's perspective, and Coach Boyce, well, he's seen enough.
Well, he has seen enough. So it's going to be a corner for St. Benedict's. And it's going to go right back to, this is, look like Bobcom. And the heads go up, and this is a chance for Bobcom at the back. He's heading it wide, and it's he's complaining that it may have come off of a defender, but it did not. And it's going to be a goal kick for Fatima. Another player down, and two players are down, and obviously a clash of heads. Collier is one. He's been in the wars recently.
Yes, twice he's been down, but he's continued going.
He survived the first one, which was a pretty nasty one from Alexander.
I think Bobcom getting the two best chances that we've seen so far for St. Benedict's College. This one that was quite clear cut, as you saw earlier, and Collier has been at the end of some rough argy-bargy on the other end.
Well, it's so Collier is down again, so it's we could very well have a few more minutes of added on time in this second half.
Well, they've got 25 minutes at least of regulation time to make things happen, to find answers for Randolph Boyce and his troops. Fatima College, they look quite comfortable defending their one-goal advantage. Early goal in this fixture. And fair to say that they have been the better team for the past 65 minutes or so.
So it's going to be a goal kick for Fatima. The crowd, really a good crowd in here this evening. Hospital is heading it off, but it's picked up by this is the St. Benedict's looking to go forward with it, and it's cleared away. Morris can't get it as the ball is played towards Romani, and it's going to be a throw for Fatima.
Well, that flag waving high at the moment. They lead by 1-0. Good reason to wave it.
Certainly a very good reason as they go down the right side, but Williams is offside, and it's going to be a free kick for St. Benedict's. 66 and a half minutes gone. Fatima holding on to that 1-goal lead. When you think of it, in that encounter in the league final, James, it was 3 goals before Fatima got onto the score sheet to make it 3-1. But this is Lee. Is it Bobcom who's come over to the left side now? And let's see, is the referee giving a free kick, or is it going to be a corner? It seems to be a corner, and for St. Benedict's, or is it a throw? Well, Bobcom is leaving it, and Morris is coming forward to take the throw. Sends it into the box, and the heads go up. Finally, it's cleared away, but it rebounds to Tariq Lee. He's turning, twisting with it. It's still Lee, and he's working his way, his magic, trying to get through a packed Fatima defense. And eventually, it's going to be cleared downfield. But this is the Gans trying to get possession, not able to. It goes out, and it's going to be a throw for Fatima. Hospitalis is going to take it as is it Lee? It seems to be Lee down in the just in the D. And holding that left leg of his. Remember in the semi-final, there was an ice pack on that left leg of his, James, and it seemed to be the ankle here. He's again just holding on to that ankle.
Yeah, won't want to see him leave the pitch. Just tried to put on a dribbling exhibition a few seconds earlier. Now, well, it seems to be his knee this time around, getting some attention. Has been one of the top performers, perhaps in contention for the most valuable player of this competition. And you want to see players like that finish the 90. Want to see players like that perform in the biggest games that matter. Must have been looking at Brazil because he certainly had the nifty feet. Samba moves.
But look at the amount of yellow shirts around him. James, there were 4, 5 yellow shirts around him, and he was dancing with the ball, just trying to create that little bit of an opening for a shot. Well, they're here enjoying the action, and well, his Fatima supporters, they'll be quite happy. They'll lead at the moment. This is Williams. Does well. And, going to be, actually it's not Williams, it's let's see, it's Romani, the man in a striking position today. He normally plays in the midfield. Oh, this is a long range shot, but it goes. Oh, Buckmeyer is not having the best of games today, is he? A long shot, an easy hole for him. No, I don't know. He's giving the impression that he figured that ball was already over the line. But the assistant referee is not seeing that, and he's pointed towards a corner. Yeah, not the most convincing save from Buckmeyer. Yes, and grateful that it didn't go through his legs when he was in front of the 22-yard sticks. That's right. Here's Collier with the corner, and it's cleared upfield. So St. Benedict's trying to mount a counter-attack, but this is Collier again. Cleared away. Bobcom to Lee. This is promising for St. Benedict's. Lee looks to send it. Oh, that's too hard. He was looking to push it through to Bobcom. You can see he just held his face and saying to himself, well, that was awful. And it was, because he did all the hard work trying to push it through to Bobcom. And, well, Bobcom didn't even bother to try to run it down. It was sit so far ahead of him. Yeah, Usain Bolt will have struggled to get that as well. Got the right weight on the ball. Something that we often see at youth level. Players still learning mastery of the passes, finding the right weight. So it really makes the world-class players stand out. This looks like Ochoa, and he's being hustled there, and it goes out. It's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. So there is Ochoa. Looks exhausted at the moment. It's been a long season for these guys, and this is Bobcom, but Hospitalis is there with him. Still gets a possession and trying to get it in field. Cleared down, but Morris picks it up, trying to play it over towards Lee, and it's missed by Jordan. And Lee playing it in. This is Morian, and no one is picking that up, and Ochoa is going to try and keep it in. And let's see, it's going to be a throw for Fatima, is it? Yes, it is. And Collier coming all the way back to assist his defenders. So Hospitalis with the throw. 72 minutes gone. Fatima leading still by that one goal. They're holding on to that since the 12th minute. Ochoa trying to get Bobcom going and cleared it downfield. Morgan comes off of his chest, and Tariq Lee can't keep it in. I think we've seen just under 73 minutes of action so far. And while Fatima will lead by 1-0, I think it's fair to say Colin Murray hasn't been the most attractive final that most fans would have hoped for. Yeah, I think both these teams know they can play much better. And it it's been in that type of game, very cagey affair. Here's a shot, and this time Buckmeyer gets behind it. Yeah, it's been a pretty cagey affair at times. I think in the second half, St. Benedict's have opened up a little bit more, trying to get the equalizer, and Fatima has been, I think they've managed the game well. They've been tight at the back. They haven't given the St. Benedict's players much room, but here is Tariq Lee. He is the danger, and let's see, it's going to be a free kick.
Well, the question is, where did he get him?
Yep, I think it's just outside the box. Again, actually, it wasn't Tariq Lee. There's Tariq Lee now. I think it was Jaden Grant, was it? Let's just have a look.
Yeah, that's a good tackle. I think that was a better tackle than the linesman or the referee's assistant give credit for.
Yeah, I think it was Jaden Grant who was brought down.
All ball, you call those? They'll have to defend a free kick though.
Yep, they will have to. And everybody, every yellow shirt is back in the box. St. Benedict's looking for the equalizer. The heads go up and it's going to be cleared downfield. This is Dimas. Headed towards the goal, and Edwards as well.
Well, it was inventive. Didn't get the job done, but it did get some cheers from the supporters who appreciated the effort.
It's a worried look on Coach Boyce's face. James, he looks a worried man, doesn't he? He's made a couple of substitutions, trying to change the course of this game. But Fatima holding firm, coming up to 75 minutes. We are in the final 15 minutes of this game. This time it's Lee coming in field with it. Oh, this is Tariq Lee. He's pushed it too far ahead of him. The rebound comes to Lee, and then finally it's going to be cleared away.
Chose to go for the wrong foot, did he? Had it on his right foot, preferred to turn to try to get it on his left, and just the wrong decision. The defender getting ahead of him.
So Fatima defending now for all they're worth. It's a right-sided corner. But let's have a look at that.
Well, it felt kindly for him, taking the deflection of the defender. Yeah, should have had it there with the right. Tried to let it run across his body to the left.
I think it was Bailey back there, but here's the corner. The heads go up again. No real firm header at the Fatima's goal. And nearly they're giving it away. Romani is charging after it. But it's Collier. Morian does well. And a foul committed.
I think we're really seeing Lee coming to life in the last 10 minutes or so. He's been pretty lively.
This is Dimas. Looking to find the man wide. It looks like Lee. And coming across is Jordan. Doing very well indeed. And it was the man coming in there was Lucas, Tyreek Lucas, not Lee. Just think Lee's all over the field now. He's really upped his game. James looking to help his team get the equalizer. But here's the corner. It's cleared away as Fatima trying to come down that left side. This is could be a dangerous move, but St. Benedict's piling players back, and this is the ball played. Is it going to be a free kick? It is a free kick for Fatima in a pretty good position, just about 20 meters out. 76 minutes have gone. We're coming up to the 77th minute. A booking here for the number 4 player,
Maureen. Well, that's a good foul to give away because he was away and through it. He had gotten through there, was coming through the middle, had to take a foul, take one for the team, and interrupted the momentum of the team in yellow, Fatima.
So 3 of the St. Benedict's defenders now with yellow cards. Morian, Alexander and Dimas.
Oh, some familiar faces. He's outside, the Viking ding dong, and of course we've got a good DJ friend next to him as well.
He's performing after the game apparently, James.
Wow.
Are you going to be dancing?
We're going to be outside as well. Everybody's outside.
We're performing as well, James? Nobody informed me.
I'm just going to be dancing. You can sing.
Okay, James, I hear you. But coming up to 78 minutes here. Fatima, they still lead 1-0. That goal coming in the 12th minute from Joshua Mason. And I made mention earlier, his brother Jonathan Mason plays under 14 for Fatima and has 19 goals for the season. Fatima being crowned under 14 champions, beating Signal Hill by 5-2. So they're having a good season. There's some of the younger ones watching the game. And when I say younger ones, I mean teenagers. It looks like just teenagers.
Hard to guess these days.
Yeah, it's very so.
I look like 16.
Look at you, James.
Yeah, I still look like 16.
Yeah, a free kick for Fatima. Most likely Nunes is going to hit it. He's got a wonderful left foot, as I keep saying.
Williams is also there as well, Jaden Williams.
No, he's giving it to Williams, and that's not a good one. It was high over the bar. It was well worked, but it took a deflection actually. So took a deflection and went high over the bars. So it's going to be a corner for Fatima. Just 11 minutes left for Fatima to be crowned Coca-Cola National Intercol champions. We see another substitution for St. Benedict's.
Fatima College also looking to make some changes of their own.
Yes,
2 changes perhaps, in fact. Arthurthon maybe coming in to shore things up.
Yes, at the back.
And Nicholas Bobcom has seen the end of his evening as well, St. Benedict's College.
So Bobcom is off. And, we see Fatima making some of those substitutions. We'll confirm those substitutions in a moment.
Darius Jordan and Arthurthon set to come in for Fatima College. And I'm sure the intention is quite clear what they intend to do there. Add some steel in defense.
Well, here is the ball being played out, and we see it's goes. No one in particular getting control of it as Fatima goes down that left side. But they've got to turn back, and eventually it's played out. It's going to be a throw for St. Benedict's. So just about 9.5 minutes left in this regulation time, and we'll wait and see just how much added on time there will be. It's Benedict's looking to come forward with it. And is he broke down? Let's wait and see if there will be a free kick or a corner. It's come off of the Fatima defender, and there was that man Grant looking to go through, and strong tackle. There are the Coca-Cola girls having a ball.
We just sense it's now or never for St. Benedict's College. Fatima College look quite comfortable defending. Speaking of defending, he's defended quite well, Jaden Williams.
He
hasn't defended his boots staying on his feet. Just wonder what those instructions were. Maureen given a set of instructions as his team piles bodies forward, trying to get that elusive equalizer.
So it looks like is it Tyrek Lucas is going to take the kick. They've been going all afternoon, the Fatima drummers. Some of the Fatima supporters.
Oh, they look quite tense, they know.
Yes, they do, don't they?
The match is not over until 90 minutes.
That's right. And I think we're going to have we're going to have quite a few minutes of added on time. But here is the right-sided corner for St. Benedict's. 3, 6, 7 green shirts in the box. It goes here, the head's going to go up, and no one really is getting. Luckily, it comes off the head of a Fatima defender and goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, who's looking to start things going down that left side. Shaves has come on, so we expect to see him putting some pressure on the St. Benedict's defenders, because he's a real hustler, isn't he? And it's as that proved there, he was hustling the defender, and that was Morris who took it over the line, and Fatima gained a throw. So there is the substitution. Shaves on for Williams, and that ball came right across, agonizingly across the face of the goal, and no one from Fatima was able to get a handle onto it.
And I think Shaves, who we just saw, came in, great move of the ball. Quite surprised that he is not in the starting 11 today. But his job will be to exploit the lack of numbers at the back for St. Benedict's College as they push numbers forward, trying to get goals. Malachi Webb has come on, and well, they're making more changes again, and I think it's their talisman, which just come off. Choa.
So here is Fatima in control of the ball with Bailey. Sets it down there looking for Romani. Collier in a little bit of a tussle with Dimas. I think Dimas has taken it over the line, and it's going to be a throw for Fatima.
Yeah, frustration visible.
We are just about 6 minutes away for the final whistle. But as you look at it, Fatima's still holding on to that 1-goal lead. Bailey, and that man is offside. And so it's going to be a free kick for St. Benedict's.
Just look at the body language of the St. Benedict's players, and they look a bit depressed at the moment, particularly the players at the back, shoulders down, heads bent over. And we need something to shake them up. Maybe Rayshawn Critchlow, who's just come on, might be that person. Replaces Josiah Ochoa.
So this is the free kick. Comes off the head of Hospitalis. Assistant Lee. And comes off of the defender, Collier, or there was Hospitalis on his back, and Collier came to join the party, and he put it out. So it's another throw for St. Benedict's. We are coming up to 5 minutes of time left in this game. 1-0. Fatima still leading, still holding on to that goal. And it's going to be a free kick now for St. Benedict's. Atong, the man going down, but committing the foul and inquiring if he was the one, the guilty party. Well, the referee said, yes, you were. And it's going to be a free kick for St. Benedict's.
They haven't capitalized on these set pieces this match so far.
And this is Brown just chipping it in, and it's going to go well. I was about to say it's going to go to the keeper, but Jaden Williams pumps it downfield, and Dimas hits it right back up. It's going to go to this time. It's going to go to goalkeeper Edwards, who lies on the ball. And Fatima College, they are just about 4 minutes away from winning the Coca-Cola National Intercol final, but they're going to be added on time. But here comes St. Benedict's, and he takes a tumble. The referee is saying play on, and this is, the ball was played back towards Brown, and eventually it's cleared away. So Fatima coming under some pressure now. The balls are being pumped back up into the box, and Fatima looking to clear it away, and a little bit of a lack of communication there between Atherton and the goalkeeper Edwards, and finally it's cleared downfield. All of a sudden the panic stations are setting in, James.
Yeah, the alarm bells are going off in defense for that man and the Fatima defense. St. Benedict's College going a bit more vertical, a bit more direct, and well, Fatima College haven't looked quite convincing the last 2 minutes or so.
Well, it's going to go out for a throw. Is it going to be Fatima, or it seems to be a Fatima throw?
Well, they might make a change as well, and a man that I'm quite surprised to see not starting, Alcantara, looks set to come in.
Yes, well, we'll wait and see. A player down in the meantime. That's Brown, so he is down.
Well, it might be a good time, Colin Murray, with all that action, to check out our SportsMax app moment. Moment that stands out in this match, and it was this Nicholas Bobcom, and he was one-upped by that man, Tristan Edwards. What a save, getting down low and jiggy with it. frustration for Bobcom, heroics for Edwards.
Yeah,
so SportsMax that moment.
That was the moment of the match, no doubt about it. So it's a difficult decision here today, James, in terms of man of the match. You have to look at maybe one of the midfielders, one of the defenders from Fatima.
Maybe the goalkeeper. Kept them in the match with that save.
Well, I suppose he did. And whatever he had to do, he did convincingly. So you have to maybe give it to him. He made about 4 or 5 saves in the first half, but that save in particular was a brilliant save. So, you know, I would think up to now it's Edwards unless things change in the next few minutes. So this is a free kick and a yellow card is being pulled out, and it appears that it's going to be given to, looking to see who got the yellow card for Fatima. It seems to be Collier. So Collier picking up the yellow card, but Lee trying to do it all on his own. Look at Lee go. This is Tariq Lee, the best of Lee, and finally he goes down. The referee says get up, and thought he was a little unlucky there, but here's confirmation of that yellow card for Cade Collier, as Fatima now looking to go down that left side. We are just 1 minute away from the whistle being blown, but I am certain, James, we are going to have about 5-6 minutes, or we're going to have 5 or 6 minutes. I understand it's 5 minutes of added on time, so still there is time for St. Benedict's just to get an equalizer, or for Fatima to go 2-0 up.
Yeah, still a lot of time remaining. St. Benedict's College have just started coming to life. It's always been when that man Lee touches the ball. If he can get more involved, you never know.
Well, cleared away. So here is St. Benedict's looking to come forward with it again. This is a good run. This looks like the man there, Lucas, or is it? Yeah, it looks like Lucas going forward, but here's Lee. Here's Lee. Oh my word. It gives it there to Lucas. Lucas doing a bit of his own and headed up back out by Williams. I thought Williams has also had a pretty good game defensively for Fatima. There is Williams again clearing it. I thought he's had a good game for Fatima, James.
Certainly has.
So we have 5 minutes. We are into the 5 minutes of added on time. Can Fatima hold on? So St. Benedict's looking to come forward, but Fatima winning. They need just to hold possession. This is Atong, and this could be problems here. It's Fatima on that, moving forward with it, and it's won back by St. Benedict's, cleared up field.
Yeah, a bit disappointing. Alexander looked dead in the water.
Did.
Pass, not good quality in the end.
Cleared, booted back downfield. They don't care where it goes once it's away from their half of the field. Buckmeyer with the kick, but Bailey wasn't able to hold on to it. But here comes St. Benedict's again, putting pressure. The ball is wide. This is Webb, and sends it across. The header is missed. It goes over the head there of the man coming forward. Let's see. That is Tyreek Lucas with the header. It went over his head, and the cross was coming. That was Morin with the cross, and he was looking to find Lucas, and it just skimmed his head.
Just jumped too early.
Yep.
Got up too early. By the time it got to him, flew over the cuckoo's nest.
So it's going to be a throw for Fatima. We are now just 3 minutes away from Fatima winning the Coca-Cola National Intercol final. There is the coach, Hudson Charles, and he's probably just pacing in front of the technical area. As running away with it up that right side. It looks to be Lucas. Here is St. Benedict. This is danger, and it is punched away by goalkeeper Edwards. So Edwards to the rescue again as St. Benedict's looking for that equalizer. We are 2.5 minutes away from the whistle as that ball is played wide to Shaves. Shaves looking to come in field with it. Yeah, he's looking to take on it's still Shaves in possession, and finally it's booted upfield, and St. Benedict's in possession, but Williams is there, plays it all the way back to Edwards. He's going to take his time, no doubt. It's going to play it
really
long.
stretched at the moment.
Yep.
Open season on both sides of the field. Fatima still holding on, looking to add an insurance as well.
That's going to be a free kick for Fatima. There is Shaves being brought down.
That's what he does so well, Shaves. He's a mover.
Well. Yeah, he shields the ball nicely, doesn't he?
Look at the Benedict's defense. They look a bit winded, look heavy leg, and wow.
That was wrong there. The man just trying to get a wrong Shaves to get the ball, and he was shielding it nicely. Sends that ball in towards the man going up for the header. Looked to be Romani, and he wasn't getting there in time. So St. Benedict's, this could very well be their last attack because we're just a minute away now. So they need to get possession of the ball. But Fatima they have other ideas. They're piling the players back. And this is going to be Williams, and he bangs that into the crowd. And
I just love Williams. He's enjoying this contest.
He is, isn't he? Well, it's sent back. This is the head's going to go up again. They're appealing for a handle ball, but the referee is having none of it. And St. Benedict's going up that right side again. And let's see, they've won a corner.
So Williams, I think Williams could be making a strong statement for being one of the man of the match.
Yeah, I tell you, he has had a really good game as well, Jaden Williams. Let's have a look at this corner, James. And
now or never.
Yep, it's now or never. And it's going to be, the keeper is going up, he's lost it, and it's got yet another corner. So we are running out of time here for St. Benedict's. This could be the final hurrah. They need to pile everybody forward, and everybody but the St. Benedict's goalkeeper is in the box. Here the corner comes, and it's headed away. This is the shot. It's going to be cleared away. I would think it's Jaden Williams, the man of the match, and there it is. I would give it to Jaden Williams. I thought he's had a cracking game in defense for Fatima. Yes, Tristate Edwards did well. There's no doubt about it. But I think he was protected more than one occasion by Jaden Williams. Fatima College, they have won the Coca-Cola National Intercol final by 1-0. You have to say it was a very difficult. There is Buckmeyer. He is absolutely going berserk because he knows it's unfortunate the mistake he made, James, that has caused Fatima to win this game. But you know what? They had 78 minutes to try and get back into the game, and you can't. Okay, the keeper made a mistake, but you can't fault him. He's human, and he was the man that why they got into this quarterfinals when he saved them a few penalty kicks against Presentation. So some days that's how the cookie crumbles. You know, he made a mistake, and you can't crucify him for that. Yes, Fatima were able to hold on to that one goal, but you know, that's how it goes. There is the crowd, some of the Fatima supporters, and St. Benedict's finally they've tasted defeat, and kudos to Fatima. They played well. I agree that I think Jaden Williams is the man of the match because he protected his goalkeeper. He was here, there, he was everywhere, and he put in some really good tackles. And you know, I have no hesitation, James, in naming him the man of the match.
Well, Well, I say revenge is a dish best served cold, and Fatima College, what a way to get revenge. On a stage when it mattered most, the Coca-Cola Intercol finals, getting the better of St. Benedict's College. A cruel twist of fate, a goalkeeping error, gifting them the opening goal, and the boys in green from Lara, Maine, well, they would be crying tears of sorrow.
Well, it's
Fatima College,
James, it's a
tears of jubilation as they have done the business and they've gotten a one-up on their fierce rivals.
Listen, they've won the league. You know, they have nothing to be ashamed of here. I think they gave it their all. They played 90 minutes plus 5 extra time, 5 added on minutes. They gave it their all. Nobody here can fault St. Benedict's for the effort. Let's have a look, James, at the highlights.
Well, 90 minutes provided lots of theatrics, ups and downs. This was one of the down moments for St. Benedict's College. A back pass not sufficiently cleared, and well, a fortunate man, Joshua Mason, getting a first start this evening and getting the opening goal of the match. That put Fatima ahead 1-0 as early as the 12th minute. St. Benedict's College, well, they looked a shell of themselves in this fixture, and Darrell Garcia tried to create some sparking moments for them. Tristan Edwards was there to make saves time and time again. And Nicholas Bobcom perhaps with the moment, their best moment of the match. But Edwards again getting low to deny him, and that kept them in the match at half-time. Even as St. Benedict's College pressed and pressed to find an equalizer. The second 45, there was a better St. Benedict's College, although the goalkeeping, well, had some questionable moments. Fatima College, though, more of the same as they pressed to press home the advantage. And, well, they brought the theatrics, didn't they? That one just missing the mark. St. Benedict's College did mount a late fight back, and Tristan Edwards was a rock of Gibraltar every time they came at him, not letting anything past him. And then this moment, they felt, might have opened doors. Nicholas Bobcom got their best moment, and the second best, well, just wide of the mark. And then Ochoa trying his luck. Edwards, the usual rhetoric. Fatima College did have moments to kill the game though, but Buckmeyer, he got low as well to keep it out, and in the end St. Benedict's College could not find answers at the end of 90 minutes, and it means that Fatima College will hold the trophy as Intercol champions.
Well, let's have a look at the stats. 13 shots from St. Benedict's, 8 to Fatima, 9 on target from Benedict's, just 3 from Fatima, 10 fouls to 9, yellow cards, 3 to Benedict's, 1 to Fatima, no red cards, 3 offsides to Fatima, none for Benedict's, 9 corners to 5, and then saves, 9 from Tristan Edwards, 2 from Buckmeyer. The possession very much even, 51% to Fatima, 49% for St. Benedict's. So the stats really say that maybe St. Benedict's had slightly the better of the game in terms of the attacking prowess, but we always said that St. Benedict's offensively is always a dangerous side, but they just couldn't break down the Fatima defense today, and they could not break down, get past goalkeeper Edwards. So it's been a 1-0 victory, a hard-fought victory for Fatima College, but let's that's St. Benedict's team, they fought hard. Let's go down to Siobhan. She's got the man of the match with her.
Thank you so much, Colin. Joining me pitchside here at the Hayes Crawford Stadium is our man of the match, Jaden Williams of Fatima College. First off, congratulations to you. Jaden, you guys got your revenge. You and your teammates got your revenge. The champions of this season's Coca-Cola Intercol. How are you feeling about today's win?
I'm very excited. I'm very happy that the boys were able to stick it out and bring home the win. It's our first national Intercol since 2005, so it's great to bring back something to the North.
Listen, Jaden, according to commentary, you were here, there, and everywhere. Was there something you really... What was your mindset preparing for today? Anything specific?
My mindset, personally, is that we played them twice for the league. We drew in the first game. Due to unfortunate circumstances, we lost in the second game because we weren't playing as a unit. We went to the drawing board, came back, and we were able to beat them with our game plan.
And in January, next month, you guys head to Jamaica for the high school championships. What is the preparation looking like for that?
It's the same preparation. It's going to be a lot different opponents. but I'm sure we have it to go and bring it home.
And finally, what would you say to your supporters right now?
I'd like to thank them for sticking with us through the season. I know it's been a tough and long season, but I'm glad that we made them proud today.
Thank you so much, Jaden. You would go and join the celebrations with your teammates. Right, that is Jaden Williams, our man of the match and a part of this year's Intercol champions, Fatima College. Hans, sending it over to you with our coaches today.
Well, thank you so much, Siobhan. Well, they actually won the South Zone Intercol title. They won the Tiger Tanks SSFL Premiership Division. Coach Boyce, what went wrong today?
Nothing went wrong. Fatima came out and they played an excellent game. The game was a game of great high intensity. We started the game a little slow. They were first to the ball. A little complacency. Second half, we grew into the game.
Yeah.
Fatima defending well. And kudos to them. They worked their socks off. They deserve the win today. That is how football is some days.
That is definitely how football is played, Coach Boyce. Now we're getting ready for the high school championships. You all are heading to Jamaica to face JC and Clarendon College. How are you all going to prepare for that matchup?
Well, get the guys and them probably a week off and then back to the drawing board and we see how the preparation goes.
And preparation for next year, the Premiership and the Intercol. How do you build on this team that has done so great this season?
Well, we'll leave that for next year and see what next year bring because it's a little way off and then we got to go through some logistics and all kind of things. So we have some time still.
Coach Boyce, thank you so much for an exciting season and thank you to St. Benedict's College.
No problem.
All the best.
No problem.
Well, he said he would be coming back for hits. And his boys said they would be coming back for it as well. Coach of Fatima College, Baba, tell me about the victory today.
As I told you before, in the final, I said I will be back here.
Yes.
And I wish I had Benedict. So my dream came true tonight. I thought we played a beautiful game tonight. We did our homework, and you can surely see what happened today.
Now, what do you attribute all the success this year for Fatima College to? What was it?
I think most of all is belief. Right, before the season, you know, the plan was just to survive. But I told them, I'm a winner. I love to win. And I think they went with that belief, and you can see the results today.
What does it mean for the young men of Fatima College?
Man, it is a tremendous atmosphere. It's a tremendous job that these young fellas did because they haven't been in this situation for a couple of years well. So for a team that get regulated and come back up and do this, it's unbelievable.
Now, Coach Baba, the young men, they have been really supportive of you and they praise you as their coach, so much so that they gave you a gift of gold for your anniversary. What does this win mean to you?
Man, this is a wonderful feeling, and not just for me, but for the entire coaching staff who worked tremendously in getting them in to this level. So you know what I mean, I just want to thank them.
What message do you have for the Jamaicans, Clarendon College, JC? You're heading to face them in the high school championship.
Tell them watch out, Fatima coming.
Thank you so much, Coach Baba. Congratulations. The victory is yours tonight.
Thank you.
The victory is Fatima College's tonight here at the Hazy Crawford Stadium.
Thank you.
Blessings. Thank you very much, Coach Baba. What a night it was here at the Hazy Crawford Stadium. The boys of Fatima College definitely came out to showcase themselves, and they definitely showed up tonight. I mean, currently there's a performer on stage, but we really do have to praise the performance of the boys of Fatima College. And listen, St. Benedict's College, definitely they can celebrate their efforts tonight. They put in the work and it really paid off during the season. Unfortunately tonight, it just wasn't their night. But listen, James Saunders. James, what do you make of the game overall tonight?
Yeah, it's a cruel one. One decided by a goalkeeping error, but one fully deserved by Fatima College, who who I think undoubtedly deserved to be crowned winners there. They were better on the ball, they were better in possession, and they created, you know, some really good chances and opportunities and really denied all of the strengths of the St. Benedict's team.
Well, for all the football supporters out there, there's a lot more coming up in terms of the Big Five. We're going to tell you about it, but let's talk a little bit about the girls Intercol, because tomorrow the semi-finals kick off. Now, James, what can we expect from that?
Yeah, that's going to be very exciting. I think the girls have done a phenomenal job. We saw Pleasantville. They have been really good in this competition over the years. They're going to be coming up against Miracle Ministries. These teams have met before. This is a grudge match, and I expect that this will be the exciting fixture. While Five Rivers Secondary, a pretty much new name coming up against Holy Name Convent, who have been North Zone winners. So, it's a match that you can't really predict, and one that I expect that will be very exciting.
Well, Fatima spoke about being moved up out of relegation, but we get ready for the Big Five, the girls' Big Five competition. The quarter-final, Pleasantville Secondary got it over Holy Name Convent, and the semi-finals, Miracle Ministries lost to Pleasantville Secondary School, and the final plays next week Tuesday in Diego Martin with Pleasantville Secondary going up against Scarborough Secondary School. Now, when we look at the boys' Big Five, St. Mary's College has already qualified and they're moving forward. Arima North Secondary, they need to either draw or win against Superior West Secondary and Bishops High School Tobago. Well, they will really hope for Fatima to get that position, because Superior West Secondary could move up in their game against Arima North Secondary School.
Yeah, I think St. Mary's College, Kona Hislop, of course, our brother of Shaka Hislop and company, they've done a really good job with the St. Mary's team. It's a team that have done well in the competition. Arima North, we got a glimpse of them in the East Zone Intercol semi-finals.
Yes.
And they really showed that they've got them.
They did show up.
And they've won all their games so far. So with 3 games remaining, all they've got to do is a draw. So you expect that they will qualify. And Bishops out of Tobago doing well. What I'm quite intrigued by, the fact that Superior, which is a South Zone team, you see them languishing near the bottom. While in the Premiership Division, we've seen South Zone teams really dominating.
Interesting observation, James. Now, James, we are getting ready for the High School Championship Cup, where our teams, St. Benedict's College, Fatima College, they're going to head to Jamaica to play JC and Clarendon College. What do you expect from that encounter in particular?
Well, I think it's a big opportunity for these boys to get an opportunity to test their mettle against some of the best teams in Jamaica. We look at the SportsMax app, we look on social media, there's a lot of rivalry. A lot of Jamaicans look at the Colleges League in Trinidad and Tobago, and vice versa. A lot of Trinidadians look at the Colleges League in Jamaica. Now it's the real deal. Everybody's excited to see who has the best school teams, and I know it's hard to call because I've looked at some of the teams in Jamaica and I say my word. So it's going to be an interesting contest.
Honestly, I wonder what that flight is going to look like with St. Benedict's and Fatima after Fatima took the win today. Is it going to be awkward? Who knows?
Well, honestly, I don't think it'll be awkward at all, because Fatima College, they are celebrated, and St. Benedict's College definitely can still celebrate their season. I mean, South Zone champions and also winners of the Premiership. It really doesn't seem like a bad season, but they will cry tonight.
Yeah, certainly. There will be some tears in the locker room. Every boy dreams of winning the double. They were unbeaten all season. One bad game in the final, but I think it's a deserved result. Both these teams have been very, very good this season, both Fatima College and St. Benedict's College. One has won one national title, the other another, and I think, as a neutral looking on, it's well deserved, and this is justice, I think.
If it's one thing we could comment on for the viewers who aren't here, the energy and the vibes in the stadium right now, it's out the roof. The stadium is packed. The Viking Ding Dong is on the stage. Nyla Blackman is set to perform in a bit. What a way to end our Intercol season this year.
Definitely electric environment here at the AC Crawford Stadium. But let's talk about Jamaica a little bit, because in Jamaica, Sabina Park was actually half full. So we see the crowds coming back out for high school and secondary school football. And of course, SportsMax, we've been there covering it, bringing all the action to the viewers around the Caribbean and around the world by extension.
Yeah, and that's what I love about Jamaicans. They're so passionate about sports. We see it in track and field, we see it in football. They're always up for a party. The two biggest islands in the English-speaking Caribbean who enjoy a party culture. Jamaica, of course, with reggae and dancehall. Trinbago with soca, as you can see on your screen, Viking Ding Dong and company. So it's going to be a real sting, a clash between cultures, a friendly clash, a friendly rivalry, and I'm looking forward to it.
But James, you have been around the secondary schools football league for quite some time as a player and also as a commentator and just a person who loves sports. In terms of the crowds, what would you say about the increase in crowds in this year actually? Because over the years we've seen it kind of flailing just a little bit.
Yeah, that's been a question that everybody's been trying to solve for a number of years. I think the pandemic played a big role in that. Being away from something, they say absence make the heart grow fonder, and I think the absence of sport has really increased the passion of the fans to come out and support. And I think these young men, while we have seen a disparity in some of the teams in terms of quality, but we have seen some really exciting football. We've seen some flair from some of the St. Benedict's players. We've seen some flair from the likes of James Fossin and company, and that has really excited the fans and brought them back out.
Do you think it's safe to say that everyone is looking forward to this revival of the Caribbean football competition in Jamaica?
Everybody's looking forward to this. This is a clash. It's always something. I mean, we go back to the Caribbean, the Shell Caribbean Cup back in the day. These are two countries that have a rivalry when it comes to sport, a rivalry when it comes to culture. It's a love-hate relationship, heavily hinged on love, but we all enjoy a good time as Caribbean people, and something that I think that every football fan around the Caribbean, whether you're from Barbados, Grenada, anywhere, Antigua, would be happy to see.
Well, listen, James, it's been such an exciting season. We have seen so many games. We've seen so many winners. When we talk about the Tiger Tanks Cup and Presentation College taking that title and even reaching to the finals of the South Zone, Presentation College really are to be proud of their season. And then we talk about the Premiership Division. St. Benedict's College took that one. And then we get into the Intercol and we talk about the different zones. James, which zonal finals were really impressive to you, and which zonal winners were really instrumental and really impactful to you?
Now, those are two questions that I'm conflicted about. In terms of quality, I think Presentation College and St. Benedict's College, their rivalry and the quality of those teams, I think Presentation College were a bit unfortunate to be one of the teams missing out on this opportunity, because they were really good and they really tested the mettle of St. Benedict's College. But the East Zone final, I think, certainly proved an unexpected obstacle that many fans did not expect. So in terms of unpredictability, I think East Zone really, gave us something special.
Yeah, with Trinity College East.
Yeah.
It really wasn't, they really weren't the favorites moving into that one, but they came with their A game. Of course, Shaheem Fossin and the entire Trinity College East really deserve credit for that particular win.
Yeah, it's a Cinderella story. Everybody likes a Cinderella story. This time Cinderella, she found the glass slipper. Trinity East, unfortunate for them that they could not go all the way after coming up or being promoted, but that's how the cookie crumbles, and I think Fatima College is deserving in the end.
Well, interestingly enough, guys, St. Benedict's College, they are still celebrating their entire season behind us, and Fatima College also celebrating the win tonight. So overall tonight, I would say definitely winners, 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 winners. We're actually getting ready for the medal presentation, and I know Colin Murray is standing by, and he is definitely going to be a proud man in this moment tonight.
We're definitely not going to hear the last of this from Colin Murray. He's jumping up and down for the
I was looking forward to a Brazilian jig, but I saw he was practicing prior to this match.
Well, let's hear it from the former Fatima College player, coach, and student. Colin Murray, over to you.
Well, guys, I did tell you there would have been a surprise here today, and the surprise has been taken. But here is the presentation going on, the presentation party. The president of the SSFL, Mariri Gonzalez, and then Maritza Malak, the Coca-Cola representative, senior marketing manager. There's Dr. Gatsby Dolly, the Minister of Education, in the party, and the St. Benedict's players going forward and receiving their medals. And there is Bob Cup. He really
tried today, and also, and there is the skipper going up, Tariq Lee, bringing up the rear, and certainly a presentation function here now going on. And St. Benedict's College losing here by 1-0, and you're seeing the presentation party of Dr. Gatsby Dolly. But there's the St. Benedict's players, and we're looking at the Fatima players now looking to go forward. There is Dr. So we're just awaiting the Fatima players to come forward and receive. There is young Digans, and they will be coming forward to receive their medals as some of the crowd spilling over onto the field. So everybody wants to be part of this presentation. And there is the Fatima team now getting together to go forward and receives their medals, and together with the trophy. So there is the Fatima players led by young Digans. You will expect the skipper will come up last, the goalkeeper. So here comes the Coca-Cola National Intercol champions going forward now to receive their medals. And the Coca-Cola girls are there to hand the medals to the presentation party. So there is the players all going forward. So the presentation party, Mareri Gonzalez, the marketing manager of Coca-Cola, Maritza Balak, Dr. the Honorable Nyan Gatsby Dolly, Isel Sicharan, the vice president of the SSFL, and Joseph Taylor, chairman of the SSFL North Zone and principal of the Mukarapu West School. So there are the Fatima players. Very proud moment for Fatima. It's a long while that they have not won the National Intercol, and there is Christian Bailey, the last man to come forward and receive the medal, and the technical staff of Fatima being cheered lustily by the Fatima supporters here. Of course, Coach Hudson Baba. There is Dr. Dolly and Mareri Gonzalez and Maritza Balak in picture. And there is the coaching staff, and I would expect Hudson Baba Charles he already received his medal. And it's going to be time for the actual trophy presentations. That beautiful Coca-Cola trophy will be presented shortly to Christian Bailey. And there is young Noons, Jaden Williams, the man of the match. And there is Jaden Williams receiving his medal, the man of the match. Certainly had a monster game in defense for Fatima. Real toss-up between him and Christian Edwards, the goalkeeper.
Well, Colin, listen, I know this is a proud moment for you as a Fatima coach, former player, and of course an old boy. Think about their season. They ran to the Premiership undefeated until that Premiership final against St. Benedict's College.
Yeah.
Now, tonight, they have gotten their revenge against St. Benedict's College.
Well, you can call it revenge, Hans, but I don't look at it like that. I look at it, this is a game of football.
Yeah.
Fatima came out here with more, in my view, more determined, and they won it. You know, yes, the goal was fortuitous, but at the end of the day, they defended well.
Yes.
They defended with heart. They defended. They supported each other, and I think that is what made this Fatima team it is. I think they're a complete team. They don't really depend on one or two players.
And here we present to you your Coca-Cola Intercol National Champions 2022. Fatima College, the boys from Mokarapo, have taken the title, once again reclaiming their space in history.
Yeah, no doubt, and you can see the joy. I think the Fatima support, this is a victory for the fans. I think they've been well supported throughout the season. They had heartbreak at Atto Bolden Stadium earlier. They really thought they had the beating of St. Benedict's, and really and truly, St. Benedict's won that game comfortably. They got 3 goals and Fatima eventually got 1, but the game was well and done. Here, they came back here, they knew what they had to do, and they did it well. It's been a great, there is the display of fireworks here, and it's been a really great occasion here. This is what a final is all about.
Yes,
there is no doubt. And it may not have been the best game hands, the fluency, but I thought what both teams showed was real commitment, real heart, real commitment and fight. And that's all you can do. I went to the St. Benedict's bench after, or to the manager, and I said to him, listen, you have nothing to be ashamed about. Your team gave it all, and that's all you can add. I feel sorry for the goalkeeper, but he was the one who got them here. You have to remember that. He was the one who saved all those penalty kicks to win the South Zone, to get them here. And you have to remember that.
Well, definitely. We are getting ready for the high school championships in Jamaica. Clarendon College, Jamaica College, St. Benedict's College, and Fatima College, all ready to compete in January in Jamaica. What a fantastic season we've had, bringing these games and this action to you. We want to say thank you to all our viewers, to all of the advertisers, and our entire SportsMax crew as well for making it happen. Till next time, on behalf of the entire crew, we say thank you. See you next time. We leave you with some images of the game today, because what a matchup it was today. What was special about today's matchup?
I think the energy from the fans made today what it was, and they're still here, and that tells you much about what was happening here today at the CEEN Stadium.
Colin, what was special about it for you?
So I think the whole atmosphere, I think the atmosphere was fantastic. It felt like a final. This was not an ordinary game. 2 of the top teams in the league meeting once again. The fans came out. I thought it was a fantastic crowd. You had the Benedict's fans, you had the Fatima fans, and that to me was what made today.
Definitely. Siobhan, what about you?
As if we didn't think the energy could go up anymore. We had fireworks, as we just saw. Nyla Blackman is on stage, and of course we have to do a quick recap of the season. I feel like it only makes sense. We started off with the Tiger Tanks Cup being coveted by Presentation College, and then we saw St. Benedict's College taking the SSFL Premiership, and now today for the final, Fatima College Coca-Cola National Final happening here tonight. All the fans are still on the field. I don't know if we have coverage of that, but the energy is crazy right now still.
Well, we thank you for your support over the season. This is where we close it off here at Hazley Crawford Stadium. We thank you so much, and we leave you with some beautiful images of today's matchup.